The following is brought to you by Stephen Terry Pest Elimination. If it's scary, call Stephen Terry at 713-477-0047.
Live from the Stephen Terry Pest Elimination Studio, this is the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast.
Smells like a gym bag.
It's strong, but you'll get used to it. Now, introducing the best damn podcast crew in the biz. Here's your host, Nick Stevenson.
Damas y caballeros, es ese tiempo otra vez. Whatever time of day it is, wherever you may be listening in the world, welcome to episode 69 of the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast.
69?
69. I am
did
your.
not know that.
It's the perfect episode for us, babe.
I had no idea.
I am your gracious and humble host, Nick Stevenson. The queen of podcasts, Naomi Richson, is in the building.
Penis.
You will find my man Josh Beard behind the ones and twos at the Upscale Roofing Producer's desk. And it is a very special episode of All in the Family, Part 6. We are blessed to have Clinton Richison joining us. He is the husband of the queen of podcasts. What's going on, fella? Now, we got to be on our... We're going to have to cross all of our T's and dot our I's because Clint is a podcast connoisseur. He is a podcast guru. He listens to Joe Rogan on the daily.
Everyone does.
Right.
Millions of people do.
Millions of people do. You're absolutely right. So I'm going to have to make sure I'm on par, bro.
No.
You can bring the mic to you if you want.
Yep.
Everyone.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Don't be ashamed to get real up.
Everyone
close.
listens to the podcast.
You wanna
Get
make-
real
Here,
personal with
And
it.
it's not just
Let's make it
Joe
easy.
Rogan.
Just imagine that mic is Naomi, and
Yeah.
the closer you get to it,
Yeah.
the better it is.
Yeah,
That's
no,
not-
if he's
what-
gonna get further
that's
away, that ain't gonna work. Sorry.
No, it's actually the opposite of that. She
No,
always
you're
gets
good.
close to me, and I'm like,
tried.
babe, what are you doing?
I think you sound good. I think you sound really good. No, it is All in the Family Part 6. It is one of my favorite episodes that we do because we want to help you, the listener, get to know us a little bit better. And the way you can get to know us a little bit better is by talking to our family members. So this is the 6th installment. Had a really good time when Josh brought Kay, so I expect there to be a little competition here. You guys got to outperform them. You know theirs is the most listened to episode of the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast.
Oh
Who's
well.
that?
Competition
Josh and
is
his
on.
wife Kay.
Josh and his wife, Kay?
Yeah,
Yes.
they did a
Sucks. Get out of here.
Oh my god.
they did a
Muti
All in the
mic
Family
number
as well.
3 now.
And Clinton is uninvited to the gender reveal
I
party.
heard it.
Terrible.
If you're wondering why I started out speaking very poor Spanish, obviously it is Cinco de Mayo today. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone. We celebrate Mexican independence here in the birthplace of where we defeated them to get Texas independence.
Yeah.
You know
The
how that
birthplace
goes.
of Texas.
Absolutely.
Deer Park,
Absolutely.
Texas.
So it is
A lot
going
of
to be
people
a
don't know
great
that.
show. We are going to get to know you. We're going to get to know Naomi. We're going to get to know you guys as a couple.
I don't know if I want y'all to get to know me on
I
this
am
level.
I am so ready for
I
this.
tell you
Okay.
right now, just the time before we even started the show, I've learned so much about both of them that I feel like there's just so much more
Yes,
for them
this
to
is gonna
share.
be a great show.
All right. So it took until episode 69 for me to finally get my husband onto this show. Like, there's a reason for that.
You know,
I
God
know,
be like
69.
that sometimes. All right, guys, before we get started, I do want to remind you there are ways that you can support the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast. The first is to go to spiritswagstore.com. It is your one-stop shop to get all the merch you need to rep your favorite podcast in style. Use the use the promo code Spirit Sniffers to get 10% off. Did I fuck something up?
Yeah, what's so funny?
Okay, the margaritas are flowing today,
Sorry,
ladies and gentlemen.
They were flowing
crunched
before we
really
even got
well.
here.
Sorry.
What's so funny?
Your face.
What's so funny, asshole?
All right. The other way to support is if you look in the
She works here?
you look in the show notes of either the video you're watching or the podcast that you're listening to, you will see two links to the tip jar. And that's where you can leave a tip. If you're enjoying the show, we'd appreciate it. Anything you leave to us will go directly back to the show so we can continue bringing you awesome content.
He's got a mortgage to pay. Come on.
Or
Yeah,
margaritas.
yeah, or margaritas. Yeah. First of all, thank you to all of the sponsors and podcast tippers for the margaritas. We appreciate that.
And
Okay.
For Naomi's beautiful pineapple cup.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which is
beautiful.
taking
She
place.
just found out about that. She got super
I'm using my
excited.
Carnival cup. I will be going on another cruise on July 4th.
Ooh.
Nice.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
I'm jelly.
Yeah, make sure you get.
Going to Mexico. Make sure I get lots and lots of vaccines.
It starts. It starts. You see it. You
I
saw
can't
it.
wait for the Oldlywed
You
game.
saw
We'll
it.
be playing that as our
these-
special.
I have a
These
lot to
answers
say
are
about
some of the
Carnival
best
Cruise.
answers.
We will be,
I love it.
Yeah, we will be playing the Oldlywed game for our specialty segment. All right, let's get to it. We're gonna get Naomi's headlines before the shit show starts.
Don't let me start on Carnival.
Headlines.
Oh, y'all, it's going to be a crazy night tonight. And we're going to start off with some crazy headlines. The man at the center of one of the most outlandish but very real wild animal encounters happened about like a year ago in Houston has been convicted of murder in a separate case from nearly 5 years ago. This is the guy who tracked down the tiger that was just running around the suburbia Houston a year ago.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was just listening to that episode over.
So Victor Cuevas has been on trial since April 20th for the July 2017 deadly shooting in a Fort Bend County shopping center. Jury returned a guilty verdict for the murder on Tuesday. Cuevas was out on a $125,000 bond when a video circulated of him wrangling a tiger in a West Houston neighborhood. This was in May 2021. So this guy just... He's an interesting character. Maybe we'll
Hell,
just
you cool cats and kittens.
Yeah, we'll bring him on the podcast next. What do y'all think about that?
Good idea.
Mike Tyson's cousin.
Yeah. Naomi Judd, iconic country
Whoa.
star and one half of the mother-daughter duo, The Judge. The Judds took her own life on Saturday following
I
a
did not hear
long
this.
time. Yes, it's true.
It's very sad.
She took her own life following a long-time battle with a mental illness at 76 years old. One
That's sad.
day before she was to be inducted into the Hall of
Country
Fame.
music hall.
The Grand Ole
Yep.
Opry.
Yep.
Country Music Hall of Fame.
Country Music Hall of
Country
Fame.
Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Country music.
They do that at the
iconic.
Grand Ole Opry, right?
That family alone is a country music iconic.
I know.
Oh yeah, that's sad.
I
news.
mean, it's Naomi, so they're destined for
Well, no,
stardom,
it's the
basically.
Judds. Don't talk about Naomi.
I hope this isn't too soon, but she was not in our Deadpool.
It's not too soon.
unfortunate.
The only other white girl named Naomi. Chill out.
One of my most used meme subjects has unfortunately passed.
Sorry, too much.
Posey, known for an online meme that arose from her time on Toddlers and Tiaras when she
Should I keep it
grinned
down?
enthusiastically during an interview, competed in several episodes of Toddlers and Tiaras in 2001. The original version of the TLC reality series, which aired from 2009 to 2013, has and inspired multiple spin-offs, followed children and their families as they competed in child beauty pageants. This is one of my all-time favorite memes, other than the guy that's just like,
Yeah,
and
the
I don't know
shock
his
one.
name, but this
It
girl,
looks like Carrie O used,
yeah,
isn't it?
Posey is like,
I don't remember who it is.
It's that
It's a
one.
guy from a podcast.
I love her so much.
Oh, I thought
I'm
it was
very
karaoke.
sad. But to take your own life at 16, it just goes to show what these shows do to young minds, and it's just really sad.
So I was talking to Clint. Can you remind me who this was?
Me?
It's the.
You're talking to me?
It's the little girl that's like-
The little girl goes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
from TLC.
Oh yeah, I can show you
Yeah.
a picture.
That's unfortunate.
She's probably about like 6 years old in the meme. Like it's sad.
It is.
A man who spent. This is my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. A man who spent 6 years with a penis on his arm after an operation went wrong. All right. And if y'all are wondering what I'm wondering right now, like what kind of operation goes wrong and a penis ends up on your arm, right? He has revealed the difficulties caused by the unusual genitalia placement. So unfortunate. I understand that must be difficult. I don't know who thought that would not be difficult beforehand.
Story of
No,
my
wait a
life.
minute. This is weird because you've done some research on this, right? Because
I
this
have.
story was presented to me differently.
Research. She's done.
It was presented to me that he needed a member, so they put it on his arm.
They
to
helped
grow.
him grow one on his arm.
So it's my understanding that he had an accident actually, and they saved his penis by putting it on
By
his arm.
attaching it to his arm?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
when
Oh,
you
and then they're
attach
going to
to the
move
arm-
it back
Yes.
later.
And then they're
When
gonna
you
move it
attach
back
to the
later.
arm, they did it so that it would get blood flow. Once it gets blood flow,
Yes.
then they attach it back.
Yes.
Okay.
But
Science.
COVID and all that
I blame Trevor
entailed-
Noah. He said otherwise. I'm sorry.
COVID and all of that entails really prolonged this operation, so he's been living with a penis on his arm.
Let me ask, can he feel the penis while it's on his arm?
Well, I
Can
don't,
she?
you're gonna have to ask him. Yeah, I mean, like
I didn't know if
she?
you read that.
Yeah, no,
Because,
I-
like, talk about a really easy way to get a handy J at the movies. Like, it's
Can she?
I've got.
Can she feel it?
I'm
when
sure
it's
she
on his arm?
can.
That's nasty.
I guess he's not a he because it's not in the right place.
No, her, the girl.
Oh, can she
that
feel
he's
it?
messing with.
Okay, I get it.
You
Well-
still gotta get some too. Come on.
Well, he's talking about his struggling with the placement, including he can't cuddle his grandmother anymore. And it gets burned while cooking.
Her too.
Watch out, Grandma.
Okay.
Don't get
Sorry,
it in the
her
mouth.
too. Grandma.
That's what I would ask. There wasn't anywhere else you could put it?
Can she
Yeah,
too?
grandma needs them cuddles, and she.
Oh, my God.
Oh yeah,
Sorry, Grandma. Watch out for my penis.
I know it.
I will say he's got a pretty decent-sized member.
I mean,
He could, like, have a baby dick on his
It
arm.
is
That'd be
a
really...
solid 5 floppy inches on his arm.
I'm just saying,
solid.
Could have been, like,
Solid.
a baby dick.
It
On his
could
arm.
have
That'd have been embarrassing.
That would have been weird.
I mean, I'm a grower, so like,
Right.
if it was me,
Yes.
I would be like, sorry, Cash. My dog Johnny Cash. I'd be like, sorry, Cash. You know,
That's
why,
it.
why are you
See,
apologizing to the
that
dog?
is-
with the size
because
of
he would be all over it. He'd be like,
Sorry, Cash, we're out of peanut butter.
you know, he loves sniffing everything. So he'd be like, what's this on your arm? He'd be like,
Right.
he'd be like, what's this on your arm? And I'd
See,
be like,
that's what would make
"Man,
me
I'm sorry,
nervous.
buddy."
That's way too exposed, man. Like, that would make me nervous.
Yeah, it would definitely interrupt with cuddles
Be
with
wearing
grandma.
long sleeves at all times. Okay, so
And-
the overturning of Roe v. Wade didn't make your headlines this
I don't
week?
think she was done
Well,
yet.
it was that, and I had the.
Oh, did we interrupt you too much?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you did,
sorry.
but it's cool. It's cool, y'all.
we doing
It's
headlines?
cool. We're gonna do communal headlines this evening.
Headlines.
There you go.
And we got Dave Chappelle being
Yes.
fucking tackled on
It's
stage.
very necessary.
This is
Dude.
Not the tackling, but we need to talk about it.
no, this is it kind of just goes to show what happened with Will Smith, and Chris Rock and everything. That this is
This has opened up a bad chapter for comedians.
it's
Oh,
not
fuck Will
a
Smith.
I just don't know that this situation is related to that, but I can see I think this dude was just batshit crazy.
yeah.
And did you see, they fucked him.
He gone.
Yes.
He gone.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
So yeah, he it said he was carrying this man who tackled Dave Chappelle on stage had a replica gun, and
With a knife on it.
yeah, that it could eject a knife blade. What kind of Assassin's Creed bullshit is that?
I'm gonna tell you right now, if he would have killed Dave Chappelle on that stage right now, that man wouldn't have left the stage either.
No.
we
Just
gotta
letting
kill
you
him.
know.
We gotta kill
And he
him.
could have. That's the
You're
problem.
talking about the greatest comedian.
Yeah.
on the
And he
face
could
of the
have.
planet.
He had the opportunity to, which that means the Hollywood Bowl is getting their ass sued.
If that guy gets
if I'm
killed,
Dave
then we
Chappelle.
gotta kill Will Smith.
You've got to sue the Hollywood Bowl
You
because
gotta
their
kill him.
security was
You
garbage.
gotta kill
Oh,
him.
his security was great. They came in.
No, his security, they fucked him up. Dave even said,
Somebody
did you watch
fucked
the
him up.
long video? Dave
yeah.
said he got a couple kicks in.
Oh yeah.
Somebody fucked
Oh
him
yeah.
up. That was bad.
Yeah. My favorite
Bro,
part about
that
the
ain't
whole.
no kicks. That's people behind the scenes beating the shit
My
out of
favorite
that
part
guy.
about the whole thing is when it was wrapping up.
I'm cussing
Chris
a lot.
Rock came out there and goes, "Was that Will Smith?"
That was great. That was great.
I'm just saying.
All right, and he said,
I'm telling you to get closer to the mic.
I
Was
can
Roe
hear
versus-
myself though.
Get closer to the mic.
I don't want to hear myself too loud.
so
Yeah.
Naomi was
Well, do it.
Roe versus Wade was also in your headlines as well.
It was in my headlines, and it was in my headlines to bring it up, and I
could do
don't
a whole
know
show
what
on that.
should be brought up about it
Oh, yeah,
because
for sure.
I feel a very certain way about this, and I don't know how other people feel about it. It could be
Tell
a
us
whole
how you
other
feel because
episode.
how you feel is what's important.
Yep.
I feel that no matter what it is, no one should have say over another person, no matter what. That includes slavery. It includes it includes everything. Like, you just don't have a say over another person's body, and that's it. That's it.
Are we going to talk about this in another
Are we
episode?
talking about?
I think it needs to be brought up in a whole nother episode.
Then I'm going to save it for that.
Chappelle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'm going to save it for
I'll
that.
just
I thought we were talking
say
about Dave
this
Chappelle.
about it.
You can talk about Chappelle, but
But you said slavery or something, and I was like, what? I thought
no,
you were
that had
talking
nothing
about
to do
Dave
with
Chappelle.
Chappelle.
So I'll say this about it. I kind of echo the same sentiment. I'm gonna sum up it easy. I have a dick in between my legs. I have no dog in this fight.
Exactly. You definitely don't.
I may have my opinions about it, and
Yeah.
I can keep those to myself.
But you guys will know my opinions. We're going to talk about it in another show.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
fine too.
No, I would like to talk about it.
To put a blanket statement on it right now, I don't have the things to make comment on.
Yeah.
What
This is all-
should be done.
Wow, thank you
but-
for having the common sense and common decency
But
to say
you do
so.
you do have a vote. You
Yeah,
can vote
that's
that
true.
shit.
Now,
Even
this is
though
all I
that
have
shit
to
don't
say
matter.
about it.
Uh-oh.
If something that's stood precedent for 50 years can be overturned, nothing's
next?
off the table.
What's next?
Yeah.
Nothing's off the table.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And that's all I have to say about that.
All right, we need to discuss this next episode. Boom.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Which is this one now?
Woo! It only took 2 times.
It was
but
a
that
double,
great.
It was good.
double
I love
headlines. We got a double header.
Double
today.
header.
Double header.
All right, let's get a upscale roofing ad really quick, and let's get into the main topic of the show. All in the family,
Upscale.
getting to know the Richisons. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Real quick, something special has happened. Now, last season I told you all about how Larry Showalter of L&M Roofing is the consummate professional, offers you service with a smile, treats you like family, and gives back to his community. Well, guess what? Larry has teamed up with our man Stephen Terry and his family, and they have created a dyad in the force. L&M Roofing is now Upscale Roofing, and it is the premier roofing company in the state of Texas. If I'm lying, I'm dying. I believe in these guys that much. Sponsorship be damned. I know these guys personally, and I know how much it means to them to provide the best experience when dealing with issues with your roof, issues you may not even know you have. So how about you call Upscale Roofing today and schedule your free roof inspection? The number to call is 281-930-7368. That's 281-930-7368. Tell Larry, Steven, and the guys that Nick from Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast sent you. Upscale Roofing, our quality is through the roof. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. What up, dude? You got a mic now. You good?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
So that's
All right.
actually the first time we've ever
Use
used the
the
"we'll be
back in
right
a moment."
back."
Yeah.
For
it's
a
okay.
guest.
It's okay. When the margaritas are flowing, man, when you gotta go, you gotta go. I appreciate the fact that you waited till we were on a commercial, dude.
That's good.
Because a lot of people have just gotten up and walked out in the middle of the show.
Nikki Jarvis.
I thought you were
Kiss Con.
is there a signal I can do? Can I just
No,
tap
man.
you?
If you
Yeah,
gotta
all
go,
you
you
gotta do
gotta
is
go.
go. Just say,
And
"Hey,
then
I
keep
gotta go take a
talking?
piss." And
Yeah,
that's
like peace out, y'all.
Peace.
And
I'd
then-
rather just tap you and then you keep
yeah,
talking.
that'll work. That'll work.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
You're on video too, so it doesn't matter.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Live or do we?
No, it's
Oh, we are
live,
live.
motherfucker.
welcome to All in the Family, where we just keep it real. Okay, so Naomi, you are,
Married, yes.
you are an integral part of this show, and you are the last of us to do All in the Family, though.
Did you add a button on here?
What?
I did. You'll see it when it's time. When it's
Oh,
time.
I see it. It says good.
Yeah, you'll see it when
Oh.
when it's time to use it. You'll know when.
Oh, okay.
You're a great producer. I know you'll know when to use it.
All right. If not, just go and I'll do it.
No, you'll know. You're a good producer.
All right.
So you're the
you're
last of
good.
us to do All in the Family, though.
Yes.
Well, technically, Khan has not done All in the Family, but he's expressed that he does not want people to know how him and Lindsay got together. So
But Lindsay has been on the show.
Lindsay's been on the show
times.
multiple times,
Did
though.
he kidnap her? What happened?
He
Just
might
listen
have.
back. They give you hints about how they've met.
Scoot up a little bit closer to that
I'm
mic.
sorry.
There
Can
you
you
go.
not hear me?
They give you
Yeah.
hints.
Did
Now
he kidnap her or what happened?
That's better. That's better.
Yeah, yelling it.
Okay, so this is what we're going to start with. You guys have been together for 14
Too long.
years.
Too long.
That is almost, let's see, I have a child who's 15. So you guys have been together.
Gray hairs on your beard.
I do not have any.
I do.
We're old.
We are old. And then, you know what? I like,
It
this is a good
the
age for us.
Smells like middle-aged
Middle-aged spirit.
spirit podcast. Not
Absolutely.
the teenage spirit.
So let me go ahead and ask, and I'll let whoever wants to answer these questions, you guys, you work that out between the two of you. You've been together 14 years, married for 12. Talk about the time you first met. Let me ask you, Clint. The first time you laid eyes on Mrs. Naomi Richison.
This is the one.
What was your maiden name at the time?
All good.
All
Yeah,
good.
All
You-
Good.
First time you seen
Good.
Naomi All Good.
Naomi, all good.
Your name was Imone All Good?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
man.
was. It
It's
was.
like,
What was
Yeah.
the okay? So let me ask this: did you meet her by happenstance, or was it a planned meeting? How did that go?
no. I was at a bar with my buddies
Mm-hmm.
that I'd go to the bars with all the time back then.
Right.
High school friends. And Naomi was there with her friends. And
Dancing like a fucking fool.
to be honest with you,
Already, Josh, man.
I will
I was
say
wondering
this.
how long that would take.
I will say this.
You better be nice. I'm serious, or else you're gonna be paying
the
for it.
music's gonna keep going. Okay.
Yeah.
So I,
Oh yeah, you talk over it.
so I was like, with friends that I, went to high school with and all that. We grew up, but there's people in this story that are like politicians. So should I not say
Yeah,
their
no,
names?
don't say their names.
You don't have to use their names.
Just
One
use
of
their
them.
initials.
The guy that was.
I already know who
I
he's
guess
talking
is a
about, so
fucking
it's great.
politician. I guess he's a politician or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
and you'll need to vote for him again in
He kind
November.
of made out with her because she's a little hooker, and then he
Naomi,
was like,
did you talk about this on the show?
That's nasty.
I thought you did.
Yeah, and then
This
he
was off the show.
and then
I don't
he-
think. She
Okay,
said that
so
about
you
him.
were friends with the
Yeah.
current.
So
you're
he-
friends
he-
with the current politician.
He actually introduced us, and he goes, "My friend's got tattoos. You've got tattoos. Y'all are good to go." And then we're like,
And he
introduced
walked off.
us.
He
Right.
walked off, and we're
And
like,
then I was like standing there,
Now-
like, "Hey, what's up?"
Naomi, you've already admitted that you were in an entanglement at the time.
and neither was I. Neither one of us were like, "Okay."
Or you were in a
just-
situationship.
we were both like, "Okay, whatever." She happened to be talking to a guy named Clinton, by the way.
Yes.
I didn't know this
That was his
until-
name?
his name was Clint. Yeah.
I didn't know
Not
that.
cheating.
I didn't
cheating
know
at
that.
all.
Same name.
I didn't know that. I
It
didn't know
basically
that.
just carries over, right?
I didn't know
mean,
that until later. I did not know that.
That's
till later.
funny. Okay, so when
But
you first laid
I-
eyes on on Naomi Allgood, what were your thoughts?
Just on that point, I actually dated another girl before her whose ex-husband was named Clinton.
Oh,
And
no.
they
Well,
were getting a
that's
divorce.
exciting.
They were getting a
It's a
divorce.
lot of Clints.
Yeah, they were getting a divorce, and she was like, "I'm getting a divorce from this guy named Clinton," and she was dating me, and I was like, "That's
It's a
Something
lot-
about
a
you-
lot of
Person you wanna-
Clintons all
Something
at
about
once.
you and stealing women
no."
from your
I have
namesake.
really bad luck. I have really
You
bad
steal
luck.
women from your namesake, though.
So
I have
it's
really
bad
bad
luck. It's bad
because
luck.
how many Clintons do you
Wow.
know? Literally, not very many. and I happen to have.
Yeah,
two
there's
girls
you
in-
and Eastwood.
two in a
That's
row.
all I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
Anyway, but thanks
we'll-
for you know, including me with bad luck. You
So-
piece of shit.
Despite
So
the
anyway-
fact that your politician
So
friend
anyway,
had made out with
we
her.
really didn't kick it off. We talked a little bit, blah blah blah, and then we went back to my buddy Nathan's house where I was living. 'Cause
Okay.
I was a roommate there, and we just.
So
slept
it
on the
wasn't
couch.
an instant attraction?
Nope. I
Okay,
was
okay.
I was sleeping on the couch. She was sleeping on the couch. I was actually trying to. I guess I was probably trying to talk to another girl. I don't know. There was never anything with us.
Okay. Naomi, what's your take on
So
this story?
after that, I'm
Oh,
not done.
okay, Naomi.
No, I'm curious. I'm curious if you had an instant attraction to Clint.
Nah, we'll get to that. It was like a week or two later, and I was at my buddy's house, and her best friend was dating my buddy, and I was at his apartment, and I was there, and I brought a 6-pack of Heineken.
Right.
This guy at work got me hooked on Heineken. I did not like Heineken before that, and this guy was like,
It's an
"You
acquired
gotta-
taste."
You know, these Heinekens are the shit." And I'm like, "All right." And I started drinking them, and the next thing you know, I started liking them. I got that acquired taste or whatever.
Right.
And
As long as you don't call it a Heine, it's good.
Yeah.
no. And then I brought over some Heinekens, and she goes, my friend, my best friend, she's from Holland. That's where those beers are from. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, you should talk to her.
Cool story,
And
bro.
she's like,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, all right. And she's like, you should call her. She's from Holland and all this. And I'm like,
Her birthday.
I'm like,
is
you talking about the
whatever.
one that was at Nathan's house, right? And she didn't even give me a second look. And she was like, yeah. I'm like, but she didn't even give me a second look. She's like, just text her. And so I started texting her, and the next thing you know, my texts were magic.
Can we say what the politician rhymes with? Was that no? We can't do that.
I think we should.
Biscuit lame. I grew up with this guy.
It rhymes with Tisco, Spain. Tisco, Spain.
Tisco, Spain.
Crisco. Lame.
Crisco Bane.
Crisco
No.
lame.
We'll give a T-shirt to somebody that can guess who that politician is in the comments or the video.
I really
I
hope
mean,
I don't run into him.
look,
ever.
let's be
Honestly,
real. If you grew up in Deer
he's
Park-
got all my love because
If you grew up in
For
Deer Park,
obvious
you know who the
reasons.
hell we're talking about.
Hopefully I don't run into him anytime soon over at Ken's. Love you guys.
yeah,
Do you always
no,
see him over there?
Yes, like every time I
You
go.
should go talk to him. Like, hey, we dropped your name in the
And I bet he
podcast.
actually-
He won't appreciate it.
I bet you he
probably
treats-
won't.
He
No.
treats you like you're a scum of the earth every time, probably.
I hang out with some pretty.
That's Nick's best friend, man.
No, I hang out with some people with clout, so he treats me with respect because I'm among good company. If it was just me, I don't know, but I'm among good company.
I grew
when
up with him. He
Did you
treats
just
me
say
like
clout?
a fucking scum.
Yeah, I have friends in high places in Deer Park, bro. Okay,
I know. I just never heard a middle-aged man say clout before
me
in
and
my
my
life.
buddy who grew up with him, we're like
yeah.
grew up with him.
Like him.
He acts like we're
Okay,
in the
we'll bring you back on during election time.
It's okay.
yeah.
We're not talking about that right now. So
No, okay. So what were your first impressions when you met Clint?
my first impressions were pretty much I'm involved with this other guy. Not
Named Clinton.
this guy, yeah, this other guy named Clint. So we're
Was
gonna call
Clint
him
at the bar
Clint.
with
But
you,
he
the
had
other
a
Clint?
tiny cock.
So Clint
What?
was there.
Sorry.
He was around. I don't remember where
He was he at the bar?
exactly. Yeah, he was there.
Oh, he was there. Okay.
He was there, but
What do you
I
mean
don't
he was
think he
there?
was there for
Two
very
Clints
long.
for the price of one.
Was I there?
Yes, you were there too. I wasn't paying attention to you. I was paying attention to him.
He was there that night.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, ding, ding, ding. I wish we still had that. Fuck.
That's fucked up.
But it just
never
wasn't
told me this.
important. Well, it doesn't matter.
We've been together for how many years?
Oh, yes.
It doesn't matter clearly.
Margaritas. Margaritas.
Yes, we're doing this every show
Truth
now.
comes out when you
Somebody
drink
fill
Marg.
my drink up.
This is the truth serum right here. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
So you were not feeling Clint the first time you saw him.
No,
Not me.
I was very
The other
very
Clint
much
or me?
into Clint.
You.
Oh.
Right.
I was very much into Clint and not
Okay.
Clinton.
Okay, so let's talk about
Oh,
how
really?
let's
Really?
talk about how you got into this entanglement thing.
Because you haven't felt this one, but you felt that one. That's why.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
But then once you felt this one, that one didn't matter.
Guys, we're gonna lay all of that out. Let's tell the story real quick. So tell me how you guys became entangled while you were still with another Clint.
So,
Sorry. I don't know how R-rated we can get here.
You can get as R-rated as you want. I just want
okay.
to tell the story.
you just take
So
your,
he had a tiny cock.
No, you just
We're gonna get to the tiny cock.
Well, take your turn. Take your turn. It's my turn now. Okay.
I understand how already
Oh,
we're supposed
man.
to get.
And it was not tiny, by the way.
By the way, what, me?
Oh,
Oh. Yeah, we don't want to hear about his. Nobody cares about his.
oh well.
My mom is watching this.
Oh, we got people watching it.
My mom said on Facebook she can't wait to watch. So
This shit is already off the rail. That's great.
sucks for you.
All right, one more time.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh God.
How
Okay.
did you and Clint start to talk to one another?
So there was, this friend that he had grown up with for obviously his entire childhood, and he was at the bar with him, and his friend was like, "Yeah, hey, Naomi, I just met you last week at the same bar. This is my friend Clinton. He's got tattoos. Clinton, this is my friend Naomi. I just met her last week. She's got tattoos. So y'all both got tattoos." And he like walked off, and we were like, okay.
This is
But-
Cisco Crane.
Okay.
Chris Cobain. That's what we're gonna call him.
Chris Cobain, there you go. And I was like,
The
all
one
right.
good thing he did in his life.
All right, so that was that, and we were like, okay, hey, cool, and we just had like some small chat that I really don't remember. Just some.
Now, Naomi told us, Clint, that she fell in love with you through text message.
Yeah. So
Apparently, you were
that's
laying
what I
down.
was saying,
You were
like-
laying on the game over the text message.
So what happened was that's why my story was so long because that night really didn't do anything. That night,
You laid down the groundwork, honestly.
Cisco
Chris
brain
Cobain.
did not do anything really. He just kind of introduced this and this and that.
Right.
That really didn't go anywhere. It was a week or so later that I went to my buddy's house, Ryan Daniel. He's a fucking cool guy from Deer Park.
Mute her mic so she can
He,
eat a chip.
You good there, sweetheart?
Anyway, he was dating her best friend at the time.
Right.
And I went to his apartment and I brought the 6-pack of fucking Heineken's or whatever, and that's where that all started.
So talk about your game in the text message.
I didn't even have her phone number. She gave me her phone number and said, "Call my friend. She's Dutch. She likes, she likes Heineken. She's from Holland."
Okay,
blah,
so
blah,
let's talk about that first text message. What does Clint
So
say to a
then
woman
I
when he's
started
trying to grab
texting
her
her.
attention?
blah. I don't even remember. To be honest, I don't even remember. It was awesome. A bunch of awesomeness.
You were making tons of
It was Star Spangled Awesome.
stupid ass fucking jokes that I fall for because I'm a basic
honest-
Yeah,
ass
she
white
called
girl.
them dad jokes. Is
You
what
know
she
what
called
it
them.
is?
Totally dad
she
jokes.
didn't. They
Can
were
you
not
can
dad
you
jokes.
tell us
They
one of
were
those
not-
dad jokes, Clinton, so that all the other people
Trust
can
me,
also
when
lay
I tell
somebody?
you, they were not dad jokes.
Oh, okay, they
You
were
know why?
professional, right?
Because, to be honest,
How much does a polar bear weigh?
Enough to break the ice.
I gotta be honest. I'm surprised they worked because
Yeah,
she
yeah.
does not. Now that we're married, we've been married for all these years.
Mm-hmm.
She does not get my humor. She does not understand. Like she doesn't think anything I say is funny. They're
Right.
all fucking terrible jokes, and I'm like,
Oh,
what
you're
about-
always
what about
funny when
we
it's new.
First
When
met?
it's new,
yeah.
when it's new, they laugh at
Like,
everything you
I
say.
got you to marry
You're so
me.
crazy.
Yeah, I got you to marry me on those jokes, and now they're not funny.
Right,
What
exactly.
happened?
Do you think
What
she married
happened?
you because of the jokes, or was it something else?
Oh no, it was 100%. You ask her. Tell her.
This is how women work.
She loved
We make-
me and
this is the
fell in
reason-
love with me because of them jokes.
The reason we act like
Am I right?
dumbasses,
She's shaking her head yes.
right? The
Jokes.
reason we act like dumbasses and try to
Totally
be
the
funny
jokes.
is because women like that shit.
I wasn't acting. I was actually funny.
Right. I'm just saying the reason we clown, we act a fool, we try to make them laugh is because they like that shit. They laugh and then they fuck us, right? And then we get married and then
that's
they're
what
like,
happened.
and then it's not funny no more.
Nope.
I don't get it.
Once you get married, it's like they love you.
I'm always
It goes
like-
from you so crazy
Yeah.
to motherfucker, you crazy.
I asked myself.
True.
I asked myself every
Oh,
day.
crazy ass.
True.
It goes from,
ask
oh, that's
myself
my
every day what
boyfriend
happened.
right there. He's so crazy. To look at this
I
motherfucker
ask
right
myself
here.
every day what
Look at this
Motherfucker.
crazy ass motherfucker that God blessed me with right here. Look at this. Look at this.
I ask myself every day what happened. Why did my
It's
jokes-
all, it's look.
they're
What
still
am
the
I
same
doing wrong?
jokes.
And
They're still
then,
the same jokes.
and then, not you, Naomi, but then when they cheat on you, you be like, baby, what happened? I did everything you asked me to do. I changed. And they're like, oh, he made
you
me
got-
laugh. Like, what the fuck?
All right, you got dark. Nobody's talking about cheating.
You're a dark.
I know. It's all good. It's all good.
Nobody's talking about cheating.
I never
we
cheated
didn't-
on you, baby.
You went
No,
straight
no.
to cheating like everyone's done.
Okay, so you guys start linking up through text message. Naomi, you're in a situationship though. So
I was also. This is
he's
like,
texting you.
this is like
Obviously,
12
there's
years ago.
interest. Obviously, there's interest on your part.
This is over
right?
12 years ago.
No, I understand, but
My
there's
jokes
interest
are-
on your
my
part. Even
jokes
though
are
you're
way
in a
better.
situationship, there's interest on your part, right?
The interest did not happen until the text messages.
Right.
honestly.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
he's texting you,
Yep.
and you're starting to find some interest, but
And-
you're in a situationship. So
Yeah. So
when do you start to feel like, man, maybe I need to ease my way out of this?
Well, so the situation kind of presented itself.
You messed up your ankle. You remember you messed up your ankle.
I did.
Don't worry,
I did.
don't worry.
That's what
I got
getting
you.
at.
I got you, Naomi. Go ahead.
I was getting at. Yeah, mute this motherfucker's
So I was
mic.
making
Go ahead.
jokes about the ankle.
We got to read all the mics.
So we were at that bar again, and I do not believe Clinton was there at this time because we were celebrating my birthday. And
Which
for
one?
reason or another.
Which birthday
I
were you
don't
celebrating?
fucking
No, which
remember.
Clinton? Which Clinton?
Oh, no, there's Clinton and there's Clint. Clint was the guy I was seeing.
Okay, and this is Clinton.
This
Okay.
is Clinton.
So you were with.
I was with Clint, and
Half the Clinton that I was.
and by saying I was with Clint, it's not that we were with each other. We were just fucking. That's all it was.
Right.
All right.
That's why I called. That's why I called it a situationship. That's
I
what
don't
it
want to
was.
hear about this.
Whoa.
It was a situationship.
We were.
I got you.
Yeah. No.
It's an entanglement.
We were. Yeah. We were just fucking. That's it. So.
No, you weren't.
And no, that didn't happen.
I'll kill him. What's his
That's what I'm
name?
talking about.
Where's he live?
Shut up.
What's his address?
You make me forget what I'm gonna
We're
say.
getting to the you part, bud.
So we were at that sandbar, and they've got cages you can dance in. So it's my birthday. I'm
Right.
gonna fucking dance in those motherfucking cages, right?
Right.
So, what was that? What was that? What was that?
No, it's good. It's good. It's good.
And me, like the elephant in the room that I am, I twisted my ankle coming out of said cage, and it hurt a lot. So I spent the next week with my ankle propped up on the couch
And I was
with
texting
crutches.
you while you were in the hospital.
I'm getting there, sir.
All right.
And
You
this
went to the
fool,
hospital?
I went to like the ER to get like the cast and X-ray and all that. Because,
me guess.
Because this bitch was swollen like a mother.
Clint
like,
was not there for you.
No.
But Clinton was.
Clint
Where were you, Clint?
Clint
Where
was,
were you?
I've got an engagement out of town,
Right.
which is all good. Like it was not.
And here came
anything
Clinton.
serious.
Here I come to save the day. Whoa.
I never went
Yeah.
to the hospital. I just was texting.
No, but
Right.
but he texted me and he kept my spirits light and bright and just made me
Aw.
laugh the
I'll
whole
suck
time.
on that ankle right now. You just. let me
Oh
know.
my gosh, he was. Oh man, the jokes that he had were just so funny and
Do you
just
remember
kept
any of
everything
them?
so lighthearted.
I wish we had that.
Just stupid jokes.
I
like,
wish we had that text message thread.
You don't remember one
How
of them?
good would that be
Me
if
too.
we had that?
I think about that with me and my
No,
wife. I wish we
seriously.
had our old text messages.
Because this really was the beginning of a relationship. So if we
Yeah.
had that text message thread,
yeah.
like we could literally like put that on a screen when we get married or something.
Right.
We're already married.
I know, but you know what I mean? If we actually had a marriage.
When you get married again, Naomi, come on,
yeah,
man.
This
when we
segment is-
actually had
stay with it.
This segment is brought to you by Jimmy Chonga's
Wedding.
Margaritas.
Yes.
That motherfucker's strong.
Because we got married at a fucking courthouse. So
We got. I would not say a fucking.
Man, we are
courthouse.
jumping really far ahead into this story.
All right,
Okay,
chill,
so he's texting
chill.
you in the hospital.
Yes.
Obviously, he gets your attention.
got
Clint,
pregnant.
I want to know how you seal the deal to make her your woman.
what do you mean?
Like,
do you
is it a conversation? Is it a text? or
No,
does
it
it
was
just
all those
organically, like,
That's
all
all
of a
it
sudden?
is.
So how'd you dump Clint? That's what we want to know.
Oh yeah.
There was no dumping. It was basically like,
You just blocked his
hey,
number?
They were never- they
I've
were
got
never
to,
that
I've got to
serious.
go, and I'm like, all right, guy. No, I see what's happening, and that's totally
So he
cool.
ghosted you
They were never
Yeah,
that
no,
serious.
because you
it
couldn't
was,
because you
She just
couldn't
stopped
fuck with a
texting.
broken ankle.
it
That's
was
some
really
bullshit.
just friends with benefits, is what it
Right,
was,
right.
and that's all good.
And he wasn't trying to fuck somebody with
I
a broken
mean,
ankle.
well, I was 20.
Casts are not sexy.
He also had a tiny
22,
cock.
23.
Just saying.
Dude, the sex was great with Clint, if you want to know.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Yeah, if you
And
want to
on that note, we're gonna get a commercial for Good for Dudes.
Great enough that you left him and came
On that
to
note, we're gonna get a
this
commercial for
Clinton?
GoodForDudes.com.
Great enough that you came to the real full Clinton?
Okay,
I knew
okay.
that it was not going to last with
All right, let's rein this in. So organically, you and Clint dissolve your relationship.
Yeah.
Clinton was
Okay.
way better.
Clinton, absolutely, you were definitely way better.
You were there.
Was there
bro.
a moment where you became officially a couple, or did you just fall into a relationship?
It was definitely
We
our
never even
first
talked
date.
about nothing.
So
We just did
Right.
it.
Which I forgot.
And I mean in the
Babe.
terms of sex, and I mean in the terms of having kids, and in the terms of being married, we just did it. We just did it.
all right.
That's
We
our
really
next
did.
T-shirt right there. We're gonna have
really
Clinton
did.
on it and just put
All right,
just
babe.
did it.
We really did.
And that's our show. We
Hey,
just did it.
I'm not
That's
gonna
it.
lie. I'm not gonna lie. You know what happened? We started hanging out. She was going to all these different colleges on the other side of Houston, but she would drive 1,000,000 miles a day.
I was attending these
to
colleges,
come to
by
this
the way.
side. All her shit was on the other side
Yep.
of Houston. She was always going to all these colleges on the other side of Houston. She would always, every day, after she got done with all her shit over there, she would drive to this side of Houston. She was driving 1,000,000 miles a day.
I was driving 1,000 miles a
She had
day
me
in my
speeding
car.
in the fast
Dude,
lane, pedal to the
that's
flow,
just-
man.
Hey, if the gas prices were where
Oh,
they are
yeah,
now,
keep going, man.
if the gas prices were what they are now, we might not even be together. That's how crazy
Oh
that shit is.
man,
I'm not
That's-
kidding. She was driving 1,000,000
Way to go,
miles a day.
Brandon.
No, it wasn't 1,000,000. It was 1,000 miles a week.
You want to
So
talk about
you lived in Cypress
Yes.
and you lived in LaPorte.
Yeah. So when you talk
So-
about putting work in for a relationship, she
No,
put the
that's-
fucking work in.
That's about 60 miles
You
each
know
way.
why? You know why? She
No.
put the work in?
No, we
Let
don't
me
want to
guess.
know.
Let me guess. It involves some penis.
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
Stop it.
Because
Stop it.
Clint wasn't Clinton, that's why.
Baby,
Okay.
you're embarrassing me.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay. So
Don't worry, we'll make this camera zoom.
you guys,
straight
so
in
you
your
don't
face.
ask her to be your girlfriend. She just became your girlfriend.
No.
All right. So we're
just
gonna
happened.
fast.
I said,
Right.
He's like, that's my girl, and that was
We're
it.
gonna fast forward a little bit.
I have a million funny things, but I'm not going to do them.
I do want to ask you about your first date because she told me it was New Year's 2009.
2000.
All right.
Okay,
So-
this is before all this. Now we're going
Understood.
back.
Understood.
Now we're going
I do want to
back.
ask you about
That's
this
because you
though.
jump ahead, motherfucker. Like, chill the fuck out.
I
I
know.
want to ask you about your first date, New Year's 2009. Obviously, it's a great opportunity to steal that kiss at midnight. Is that when you went for it?
Well, I'm a big Naomi. I don't know how she is, but I'm a big. What do you call it?
Germaphobe?
Romantic.
Romantic. I'm super
He's
romantic.
A
super
hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
I
Hopeless
love.
romantic.
I love.
So you wanted to wait till the
I
fireworks
love
went off?
like rom com.
Yeah.
So like me and my mom, like my mom is a rom com. I love rom coms. So
Yeah.
I'm a romantic at heart.
Right.
And I was like, I'm gonna kiss her right when these fireworks go off. And
I
thought,
forgot to put the pictures on the
And
computer.
I thought for sure she was gonna be like,
Don't worry, we'll
I
get
thought
it.
for sure she was
I
gonna be
forgot.
like, she was gonna be like, oh, this is so cheesy, and she wasn't gonna kiss me. But then I looked at her and I grabbed her and she kissed me right when the fireworks went off, and I was like, all right, that worked out.
My man.
And to
That's
this,
what I'm talking about.
to this day, she's like, that was the moment, and I'm like, all right, I didn't know it was the moment. I was just trying to be romantic. I was just
All
trying to be
right,
romantic.
so-
this is my take on that.
Yes.
So that evening, I'm with my girls basically, and this this rando guy that I met once at the bar, he's gonna come and join us. I'm like, you know what? That's totally cool. Like,
You were
I'm
just
down.
planning on hitting it and quitting it. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, pretty
Okay,
much.
I get it.
Like,
Oh, she's gonna give it up for sure.
this motherfucker.
Which, as a woman, you have the right to do.
Dude, later
Absolutely.
on in the relationship, I
Hey.
said, "What about that first night we met when we were at Nathan's house?
This is
and
my
you slept on the
turn.
couch, and I was sleeping on the other couch." I said, "What would happen if I just went over to you and tried to make out with you?" She goes, "Oh, it would have been on." Like I would have
Like
gotten
Donkey
some.
Kong.
She goes, "I would have gotten some," and I'm like,
Because-
"What? That easy?"
Because as Janu said,
just met her that night.
Naomi is in control and celebrates her sex. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
no,
No,
I don't have
celebrate-
any problems
no,
with that.
she's easy. Is what it really comes down to. Jesus Christ.
Ba, 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 ba.
You say whatever you want.
All right, you keep your mouth shut. Or I'm gonna have.
Here's
beer
the
mute
deal,
your
Clint.
mic.
No, because when it's a man, nobody ever calls a man easy. When a man is getting it
all
like he
men
wants,
are easy.
when he wants to get it like
He's
he
a
wants to get it, he's a
player.
player. So we got to give
No.
women the same respect. They're in control of their sexuality. I feel you, Naomi.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You
I
saw.
appreciate you.
Look, I don't think any less of you for sleeping with dudes than I would think of Clint if he was sleeping with women. Like,
Oh wow, that's refreshing, babe.
What an odd,
I'm
crazy
sleeping with
thing to
anyone
think
I
about,
see.
Nick. It's amazing.
and
Odd.
yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
down.
I love you,
that's all
sweetheart.
You better say.
Right,
'Cause
exactly.
Your wife listens to these.
Exactly.
And she agrees.
She
Don't
does.
worry, you'll hear those
I
steps
love
in a
her.
minute.
But no, seriously.
She does agree.
This is the woman I married, and I asked her. I said, "What about that night when we were,
So you coulda
first
got it.
met?" She goes, "Oh yeah, you just wake me up. I would have been
Well, you
down."
probably-
I'm like, "What?
You probably
Wake
kicked
you
yourself.
up?
You probably kicked yourself in the ass for not getting you something.
Yeah,
because you
I
probably
really
went
did.
home. You probably went home and
But
stroked
here's
it
the thing.
yourself.
Here's the thing. If I would have woke her up and been like, "Let me see how much of a hooker this woman is," and I got
You ain't
some.
gotta whisper it, say it proudly, man. Come on.
If I would have got some that night, I probably wouldn't.
You
have
probably
even
would've-
talked to her because I would have been like, "Oh, that was too easy. She's, there's no respect."
Understood.
So
See,
it actually
God
worked
be
out.
like that
It worked
sometimes.
out. It worked out.
exactly.
It'd be like
Okay,
that.
It
let's
worked
get
out.
to
It
the
worked
point.
out that I was too scared.
Let's get to the
Alright.
point that you guys
Nice of a guy.
Let's get to the point that you guys decide. Hey, man, this has been working for 2 years.
I would still like to address my side.
Oh, I forgot. We didn't do that.
We already talked about
because,
this. But
no,
go ahead.
because someone interrupted
She
me.
wants to give her take on
Yes.
the kiss
Oh,
at
okay.
midnight with the
Because-
fireworks.
Oh, the kiss at midnight. Yes.
Yeah, because this
The
was
stage is yours.
this was like a
Life-changing.
turning point in my life. Literally life changing.
I just said life changing.
All
It's
right.
when she went from hoe to a housewife.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Yep.
I'm just playing with
Yep.
you.
Go ahead, Naomi. You got the floor.
Anybody who says
Shut your fucking
anybody who
mouth.
says otherwise, they can kiss my ass. Fuck
Naomi,
them
I
rap songs.
apologize.
Fuck
Just
them rap songs.
mute our mics. The stage is Naomi's.
This motherfucker.
You're all good, Naomi. Their mics are off.
Thanks, Beard.
You're
I
welcome.
love you. Okay, so I'm with this guy, and my my friend, my friend, just she was like, "Hey, I'm with my boyfriend, and we're going to this house party for New Year's, and you know what? His friend needs a date." And I'm like, all right, well, I'm down. I didn't have really any real prospects. Like, let's go. It's New Year's. Like, everyone wants to have a good time on New Year's, right?
You talking about Ryan and
No. Your mic is muted, motherfucker. So I'm not even gonna look at you. So, so
I love morning. I love Cinco de Mayo episodes.
So they invite, they ask if I'm willing to go out with this guy, with her buddy's buddy, and Clinton, who I had met before, and I just wasn't really down. And I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that guy. I was like, okay, well, yeah, it's cool. Let's go. Like, I'm gonna be there anyways. Like, let's go. We'll all have a good time. I'll be fine. So we went and what?
I remember that super hot guy.
Oh yeah, super hot guy. Yeah, no, that's not exactly how I described you.
Giant
But a giant cock is also not how I described you.
So let's talk about the kiss at midnight.
I tried.
So we
Were you
just-
expecting it?
We basically just had a nice time at this house party. We were just having a good time. It was a fun night, and this was 2008. So we're going into 2009. And then everyone's like, okay, well, we're going to go out. It's almost midnight. Everyone, buddy up, whoever you're going to kiss at midnight. And so we went out in front of the house, and we were together. And, midnight strikes, and this guy leans over in, like, the most perfect movie kiss in the entire world, y'all. It was perfection. He bends me over his arm, leans over right at midnight,
Let me
kisses
show you.
me.
Let me show
Okay,
you.
y'all. It was
Stand up. I'll show you.
yeah. It wasn't even a kiss. It was like our lips met and there was electricity.
The sparks flew.
Fireworks.
The sparks flew, literally.
Yo, I'm not just
Yep,
talking
100%.
about
I felt the
fireworks
same.
in the sky. It was Fuck
Okay.
you. I know how you felt now. So, y'all,
Clint,
for
did
me,
you get a boner? Just
Oh,
wanna
yeah.
know. Okay.
it was
Oh, hell yeah.
it was the best kiss I had ever experienced.
Okay, so did you know in
No
that moment?
joke.
Did you know in that moment I'm gonna have this man's babies?
100%.
Okay.
In that moment, I was like, "This is my man. This is my
Yeah.
man."
I didn't know that.
And this is how I know it.
Did you go home and tell mama?
I think I
You
told,
know why I know?
I think-
Because she does not talk to her mom like that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did you go home and tell whoever
Hell no.
your confidant at that time? was?
no
I think
confidant.
I told anybody who would listen. I said,
Definitely
"Y'all,
not her mom.
if I just know, like I met this guy, and I just know, and when you know, you know."
When you know, you know.
And everyone has
Give me
said
something,
that.
Naomi.
I mean,
That's what I'm talking about.
100%. I fucking knew at that moment, and that was it. It was
Beautiful.
Wish I'd have known.
Yeah, it was love.
Clint, when did you know? I want to hear about. Did you ask Naomi to marry you?
No.
You didn't.
What do you mean? Like, did I ask her eventually?
Did you
Or
ask
that
her
night?
eventually to
Oh,
marry?
yeah.
That
So
night.
when was it that you knew that Naomi was the
Not
one?
really. I never really asked her. We
You know my
eventually,
favorite proposal?
We were pretty fit. We were very fast, and that's how I've always been.
Yeah.
I'm always like I said, I'm a very romantic guy.
Yeah.
And when I know, but I've never. There's only one other time that I thought I knew,
Mm-hmm.
and now that I look back, I'm like, wow, I was just dumb and young.
Right.
So luckily I didn't do
go
anything
with mango.
stupid then. But with Naomi, I knew, and it wasn't like we need to make a thing out of it. It was more like we just talked about it all the time. We always talked about, well, you're moving in with me. Like we should probably just set up a marriage thing or something. And then we just talked about it.
Marriage
So you
thing or
fell into
something.
your relationship the same, and then you fell into your marriage.
Yeah, we never.
That's 100%.
We never
you
how it
fell
happened.
into Naomi.
Yeah, it was never a surprise. It was never like I bowed down.
Hey-o.
So
I never bowed on my knees and said,
Right.
"Hey, will you marry me?" I we just talked about it all the time. and then
So-
we set up
Comes
a
a
thing.
time in every
and
man's
then
life where he's
she
got to shit or get off the
And then
pot.
she got pregnant, which is a surprise. All of
A
her,
real
all
surprise.
Of our, both of
Wait,
our,
so you guys had sex?
both of our kids are.
Okay.
Both,
We
of our,
didn't get there yet.
both of our kids are.
the sex happened. It happened.
The sex happened.
That's confirmation.
Yeah, first night.
Okay,
First
so
night.
time out. Did you get
Shit.
pregnant prior to getting married?
Yes.
Okay. So that was
What?
an inspirational factor.
New Year's.
I did not get pregnant on New Year's, motherfucker.
Yeah, you might have.
Well, time out. This is really easy math.
Well, I'm not saying you got
when was your
pregnant
child
on
born?
New Year's.
Yeah,
Math is
how old
terrible,
is
terrible
Jackson?
math.
What I'm saying is
Jackson is 11.
And he's
so-
born on when?
Well, he's 11. This is 2022.
No, like the month.
He was born in
The accident,
January of
the accident
2011.
happened later.
Okay.
Oh, so he wasn't a New Year's.
But as far as
No.
New Year's, like the night we met, yeah.
That's when you knew?
No, that's when it went down.
No, we got that.
hard. No,
I'm trying to
it's
find
hard.
out when you knew you wanted to marry
Don't turn
Naomi.
red, Naomi. You have led this to get him on the
turn-
show.
I
And,
know,
and
I
now you're
know.
as red as
did-
a
You
tomato
can't turn.
right now.
No,
When did you know you wanted to marry Naomi?
into a housewife. You can do it. It can't be done.
So that means she was never a hoe. Okay, because she is
Yeah.
a housewife now.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So when did you know?
Good
Yeah,
But,
babe. Yeah, babe.
But anyway, like when I knew was when she got pregnant, and I was like, all right, well, we need to just make it a thing because we've
Okay.
already been talking about it.
We
Respect,
had, we
respect.
had already
But
been living with each other for a long time.
We were in chemo one day, and I did get her on a knee, and I did it because I was like, well, I feel like you probably should just make a thing out of it.
Right.
But she already knew, so when I got on my knee,
Naomi,
in
you don't
chemo-
strike me as the type of woman who needs a guy to get on his knee and ask you.
No,
No.
when I got on my
It was
knee in
very
chemo,
awkward
she
for
was
me.
like, okay, and I was like, yeah, you
She's
know,
like,
I
tie your
just-
shoe and
I
get the
just-
fuck out.
I just
Alright.
feel like I should do it.
All right. So his stories,
Maybe needs for other things.
All right. So his stories are so much different than mine. If I can give my take on this.
Okay,
Yes.
let's hear this
Because
side.
this is the actual take and not just this fucking fool.
No,
over
I
here.
like the Danielle Steele version over here that he's giving. That's just beautiful.
So,
alcohol chips.
so we had that New Year's Eve kiss, right? That fucking sealed the deal for me. Like, I am done. This is my man, and I'm gonna fucking fight for this guy. Like, I've never felt that before. Like, this is my man. We got a connection. So that's it. And 2 months later, I was taking classes in all these different college campuses, like on the north side of town. He lived here in Deer Park on the south side. And I was literally putting 1,000 miles on my vehicle a week between his place, my place, and all my college courses. And I was like, this is not working. So I basically just dropped out of school, but it was all very unceremoniously.
Damn.
Yeah, I just stopped going to school.
Clint.
Yeah.
That dick
This
got
fool-
women dropping out of college for it.
Yeah.
God
I wish.
damn.
Pretty
I wish she
much.
didn't.
Pretty
I wish
much.
she didn't.
Yeah. I
She
am
could-
still
she could have
doing
a-
good.
She
Thank
could
you.
She could have a fucking degree making more than me.
I'm making a lot now,
I wish
not
you
more
didn't.
than you.
I wish we would have just kept going. Finish
It
that
worked
damn
out
degree.
beautifully.
I
It
just-
worked out
the
It
only
beautifully.
thing
was
that
your
sucks-
fault. Your fault.
No, it's
You
not.
should have just
No,
kept that
it's
dick
definitely
away
not.
Yeah,
from me, babe.
maybe if you didn't.
I didn't want that
She was
dick all
being
up on
lazy.
me.
Maybe,
Being
look,
lazy.
I mean,
Clint,
I did.
I
but-
see what she's saying. If you hadn't have gave her the grade A, like give her the B level.
Yes,
No,
yes.
no.
Give her the B level, and maybe
Yeah.
she would have stayed in college.
She should just stayed, finish her shit.
But you were giving her that prime beef, bro.
But anyway,
But after that night, New
you know what was
Year's.
happening?
No.
You know what show was awesome right then? Sons of Anarchy. It was the best show on the show.
Why?
on TV.
Why are you bringing up
Because,
Sons of-
because me and Naomi were watching it.
Again, I want to go ahead and mention that
every
today's
night.
episode is brought to you by margaritas. Let me go ahead and mute that mic.
Why are you bringing up
Because,
Sons of
because,
Anarchy?
because that's what we were watching at the time. It
Netflix
was-
and
it
chilling.
was
I
our
get it.
shit.
I get it.
was
I
our
get
All
it.
shit.
right, yeah, we were
Netflix chilling like a
and
motherfucker.
chilling like
It was the
motherfucker.
best show on TV. It's to this day still a great show.
Okay.
Our son's name is Jackson.
I was about to say that other sense a reference
Okay,
to the
but
child
it's
now.
not because of that show.
It is partly.
Oh my god.
So
okay,
so
tell
let's
yourself
let's
that.
rein this in just a tad.
Okay.
So
I would like to continue where I left off before this fool comes.
okay, where were you? Where were you?
So it was New Year's. We moved in with each other within 2 months. I moved in with him. I was like, this is
Because you already knew.
I sealed the deal. Like
Right.
I abandoned my apartment, abandoned my schooling. I was like, I'm gonna go live with this
that
guy.
when your vibrator
like,
got
this is
stolen?
it. No. Yes, that is when my vibrator got stolen.
And that
You
right there.
told that story on this
Yes,
show.
I did.
That's
I
what I'm
did.
talking about. See,
Yes.
Nick always brings another episode back in,
Yes.
and that was beautiful.
I am
forgot
a
about
fan.
that.
Your
I am a
story
fan of this
on
show.
I'm a fan
That
of the
was-
wraparound. I love
Babe,
it.
that was a great vibrator. It had like 9 speeds and like 12 different modes.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
She's
Same
stuck
one
with
you
one
have
speed
now.
now. Oh,
No, the one I've got now, it's like the B version of that one. Yeah. It's
Why?
not the same.
Why
If
would
you
you
found
just buy the
Naomi's
same one?
vibrator, could you please call 832-835-3141?
Some
Yeah.
She
Mexican
needs that
dude-
motherfucker back.
Some Mexican dude that
Yeah.
like cleaned out the house. That's his
Seriously,
job.
they took my planners, my hanging planners. They took my vibrator, and they took some other like random things out of my apartment. Like a
I
seriously
feel bad for the lady.
weird
I feel
shit.
bad for the lady.
But
that
you
the
knew he
guy-
was the
Weird.
one, so
I
you
feel
gave
bad
up
for
the
lady
apartment.
that the guy
I
brought
did.
it home
I gave
and
up
said,
the
"Hey,
apartment."
babe, I got this at work today. This is for you. This is my gift to you." And she was like, "Oh, great! It smells. It's used."
Okay.
Yeah, no, no.
So you knew he was the
it
one.
was a fucking great
You,
vibrator.
it was a wrap. So you moved to LaPorte?
So yes, he was living in LaPorte, and so basically
I
I
was
in
packed
LaPorte?
up.
Thank you,
yes,
Clint,
you
for
were
bringing
living in
Naomi to LaPorte.
Is that
Yep.
considered Laporte though?
Yes, it's
Next to the
considered
college?
LaPorte. Yes, next to the college is considered LaPorte.
Laporte.
Those apartments next to the college. That's where I
Okay.
was at.
So yeah,
Gotcha.
I moved in with him,
All the
and
ladies
we
All the
had
ladies knew that address.
we had a fun little life together
Right.
until
We can tell.
So
Yeah.
he asked you to marry. Let's talk about when you found out you were pregnant with Jackson.
yep.
Who's
Was that good news? Was that
So
like
much later. There's so much better stories.
back when you could have aborted if you wanted to, but you can't. But you didn't want to,
No,
but you
hell
could.
no. There was never
That
an
happened.
abortion.
Right. I'm just saying you could have if you
Dude,
wanted to at
the
that time,
first
but you didn't
time-
want to.
The first time we ever made love,
Made
You told her she was having your baby?
That's cute. You could just
I
call
was-
it fucking. I'm okay with
I
No,
that.
I like making love. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Clint.
yeah.
Go ahead, Clint.
Making love is overrated.
Really rude. Really rude.
Sounds overly
He's
romantic.
He's a
I,
romantic.
He's a romantic. I'm not.
Dude, the first time was
You
like
muted my mic.
I was ready. I was ready to have babies right there and there. I was ready.
Dude,
I'm
you
not
could have.
scared.
Okay, when
'Cause
we
I
get,
was
when we
in
get
love
to
with
the
this lady.
Oldlywed Game,
Oh,
remind
I'm
me of this
so
moment.
excited for
Remind
these
me of this
answers.
I was
what-
in love with this lady. I was ready to have babies
Yo,
right there and there.
yo, because these tits, all right? I mean,
It was that WAP.
it was, yes. I mean, I had
That wet
I had
ass P
everything
word.
going on.
You say that, but like
Okay.
my mom's listening, everyone's listening.
Mama Richardson, we love you.
My mom's listening.
Mama Richardson, they knew exactly what they were signing up
Like,
for when they came on the
you
show. They know
work-
exactly
you work
what
in
we're
LaPorte.
talking about.
You work in LaPorte.
I
You
will
literally
suggest
work
next
in
time maybe we do the Margs after the show. But this is good. This is good. We're gonna rein this
way much
motherfucker
more
in.
than I am. I thought I was gonna be the crazy one.
Okay, so you find out you're pregnant.
Yes.
With
Is
the-
this a happy moment? Is this like a oh shit moment?
Happy moment. So this is
Did you know he would be happy?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, no, he
There was-
better have
there
been
was a
because
lot
Did you know that he would be though?
yeah,
There was
because we
definitely some
had
fear.
we
There
had
was-
already
no,
been
here's
like
the thing. I wasn't working. I wasn't working. Did not have a job, so there was a lot of fear.
Right.
fearful.
But it was also I've already done this before, so at least I know I can get that job, and I went back to do that, which is inspection. And you guys do inspections.
But
so
you
know
were
what I'm-
still happy to be having a baby with the woman you love.
So at the time when we found out that I was pregnant,
If I
he's
didn't
forgetting
know that I
this.
could go back to
Is
inspection,
that we were living with
would've
my
been bad.
parents at that time. So
I was
I had
living with her
moved in with
parents.
him. We had lived together for maybe like 10
and they're like,
months
"Oh,
or
you got
so.
my daughter pregnant in my house," and I'm like, "Really? Come on, we're both adults. We live in your house. Like, don't act like we're not doing anything. So we're not
yeah.
we're not supposed to have sex while we're living. in
So
your house.
course
Jackson
you
was
can. You gotta wait when they
conceived
leave.
in my parents' house. That's really
Get the
exciting.
hell out of
That's
here.
really exciting. Can you explain to us that moment?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Justin
It was-
Bieber
it
post
was
is
like
on the wall.
What was it? Was it your mom's pull-out couch?
No,
It was
we
her
had
childhood bedroom.
we had our own bedroom, by the way.
Oh, okay.
It was my brother's childhood bedroom, by the way.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you very
and-
much, Donovan.
And her brother was really obsessed with Justin Bieber and the
We throwing some
It was
dirt.
nothing but
98
Pokemon
degrees.
and dragons in that room. Come on.
And she was like, baby. Oh. Okay. So it's good news when you're pregnant the first time.
Yes.
Other
yes,
than the
we-
fact that you live with your in-laws.
So our living situation was not ideal, but we were definitely not unhappy that we
Right.
were expecting.
Okay.
It might not have happened in that room. It could have happened in the car. There was lots of
It
times
could
in
have
the
been
car.
in the car, that's for sure.
There was lots of times in the
We
car.
know that there was one sexual act at least
At least one strong one made
that
it. That's all
produced
we
Jackson.
know.
Jackson, if you ever watch this when you become an adult, I apologize.
And Jackson, if you just found
Seriously?
out you were actually named after the Sons of Anarchy TV show that your mother had no idea about.
Oh no.
Okay.
It's an idea.
So that's
where the
kind of
idea came from.
kind of the push you needed to get into marriage.
We didn't name him after Jax, but that was the idea.
Understood. But that was finding out you're pregnant.
And you
That's
know
like,
what?
okay, we should probably take the next step then.
When we go to a park, there's a million Jacksons, by the way. The same age as Jax.
I know at least one more.
There's a whole. We go to his little thing, and it'll be like Jax this, Jax that, and I'm like,
It is a
oh,
very,
not him.
very
But they're talking about one of his other
popular
kids. It's the most popular name.
middle-aged.
So I feel
White
like I need to
mom's
take
name.
off Jackson off me and Kay's baby list.
Absolutely.
No, I'm just kidding. It's not even on that list.
We,
not
we
even
thought
on
we were
there.
so
Don't worry, babe.
avant-garde naming him Jackson.
No,
Honestly?
he's not on there.
Oh
Honestly,
my God.
2005.
We looked up online. It's the most popular name of that year.
Actually, I can look up how many there
It's a
is.
fact.
In 2005, if Maddie would have been a boy, her name would have been Jackson.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Boom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was the push you needed though to get to like, okay, let's make it official. Let's get married. Can we talk about your wedding day? What's your anniversary?
It is
October 22nd.
October.
Okay.
Ooh, baby.
October 23?
You got
22nd.
that one right. Good job, Clinton.
Right.
22.
Okay. And you get married at the Justice of the Peace?
Stop it, babe.
Yeah,
Stop.
married at the
We did.
courthouse.
Do you know the judge's
Yes.
name?
Please control yourself at the table.
Benjamin
Naomi.
Franklin. I don't know.
I'm just fucking with you.
Some
Yeah,
douche.
no, I
I
don't.
don't know the
remember.
judge who married us either.
No.
He was a
I know the
douche.
judge who divorced us.
Don't call
he
him
act like,
douche.
He
He was
act like
like
he
a
knew Naomi.
Because-
Yeah, I know her. I
Alright.
told her over a million
quick
times.
question.
Okay, yeah, no,
quick
because
question.
he did know me because I had literally
Yeah,
that many
'cause
tickets
you're
in
a
Harris
terrible
County.
person.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
How was Jackson spelled?
Jaxon.
Obviously.
Definitely from the TV show.
Yep,
Fuck you.
100%. We call him Jax.
I think you're losing there, Naomi. But
Okay.
okay, go ahead. I got you. I got the quiet. I'm gonna look how many Jacksons there is.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So let's talk about wedding day. You get married at the JOP. Okay. And because when you get married at the JOP, that means you just want it to happen. You don't want any drama.
No,
you don't
we're
have to
trying to
spend a
be
bunch of
cheap as
money.
fuck. We ain't got no
Right.
money.
You don't want to spend a bunch of
We
money.
had no money. There was no
Exactly.
money to be spent.
What'd you spend? Like $70?
I just got a job.
How much
as
is
inspector.
how much is a marriage license? Like $70?
I
don't know.
Something like that.
50
I don't
bucks,
know.
50, 70.
It's super cheap. Super cheap. I understand. The first time I got married just as a piece as well. So
We actually went to Pasadena and got the whole thing done, and then
We got our marriage license in Pasadena.
Yeah.
We got married in
the courthouse where you're from.
yeah, the courthouse where
and
I'm
y'all
from.
been doing the damn thing ever since. So you started inspection once you found out you were going to be a father.
Well, I did.
Or you went back to inspection.
Yeah, I went back. I started in
Okay.
like 05.
And for those of you that don't know, what do you do, Clinton, for a living?
I work for an inspection company. I'm a dispatcher.
Right. And
That's oil
inspection,
and gas.
oil and gas inspection in our
I started out,
world, basically what we do is we confirm cargo movements from one customer to another. We make sure it's the proper amount.
We inspect ships, barges, rail cars, any of the above.
We make sure the proper amount of cargo has been transferred, the quantity,
tanks.
the proper, quality of the product, all of that. It sounds much more complicated
We
than
gather
it
a
is,
bunch of numbers and samples.
So once you guys it's official. You guys settle in LaPorte from that point,
Yeah, pretty much.
and you've been there ever since,
well, no, I mean because at this time we were still living with my parents,
right?
and
I
I'm
was
not,
trying
I'm
to get
not
away
gonna
from
lie.
that shit.
I'm not gonna
Obviously.
lie. So I don't have to worry about
But
this.
here's the
Even if
problem.
they, no. This is my story. I'm not gonna lie, and my parents don't listen to podcasts. But even if they did, it wouldn't be anything that
I'm
they
gonna
have
send
never
this to
heard
them.
before. We were living with my parents, and at that same time, my dad was also looking for a job, and he had been laid off because of his prior. He had been diagnosed with cancer, and so that was a very hard time for my parents. So we not only moved in with them because Clinton was looking for a different line of work, but it was also to help out my parents. But
Right.
it ended up not being helpful at all, and it ended up being like the worst time of our lives.
Yeah.
Moving in whenever my husband, we weren't even married at the time. So the guy I was with, wasn't working, and my dad wasn't working, and it was just
It's not the ideal
basically-
situation.
No, it was bad, and we all had
definitely the worst
dogs. We
part of my
we
life.
all had
Yeah.
pit bulls, and the pit bulls were all really good, but when we got them all together, it was all really bad.
Yeah.
It was just a really bad situation. The whole situation was just
It
was
the
terrible.
Worst
Yeah.
time of my life.
Naomi,
Yeah.
this is what. Yeah, Clinton, I want to
It
ask
made
you
me-
because I'm a
it made
man.
me feel like a loser. I
Right,
was
I'm a
fucking
man,
loser.
and I feel like I know you well enough to know you're not a lazy piece of shit, dude.
No,
like
no,
you,
No, he fucking hated it.
That was
He
the
you
was-
worst part.
grind, you work, you want to take care of
It was
your.
a low part where it was like I was trying to find something else other than inspection. Because
Yeah.
Right.
So here's the thing. I started inspection in 05, but I did agriculture inspection.
Right.
That's a whole different field.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agriculture is way easy, way simple. It's a lot of shit to it. And where I started was SGS, and we did we had at the time we had a government contract, and so when I started out there, I was making $12.50 an hour. Well, the government contract that they got, the government contract said that by law, because it was a government
Just
contract,
mute your mic.
that they have to pay us 18 or more an hour. So I went from $12.50 to $18 an hour.
Yeah.
Like overnight.
Yeah.
Because we had that government contract.
Right.
And it wasn't up to SGS. The government said the SGS had to pay us that.
Gotcha.
So I went making good money, and I was doing good and this and that, but it was like, it was never guaranteed. It was never a full-time job. That fell through after a few months. Government shit went slow, and then I just didn't know what to do. So, when it fell through, I was like less than 30 hours a week, and I had bills to pay. I had apartments and all that. I was young and single.
Yeah.
So I just went to inspectorate and these other places that I had talked to these other inspectors, and they were like, well, you can go over here. So I went over there, got a job with them, making like $15 an hour, $16 an hour or something.
Yeah.
And I was doing all right, but it was back then, it was 24 hours on call. It was 6 on, 3 off, on call.
Yeah.
24 hours. And it was Chinese overtime. And a lot of people don't know what Chinese overtime is. It's basically you get
The
paid.
more you work, the less you get paid.
Yeah, it's a joke. Just
Yeah.
look it up. It's too hard to explain on this thing right now.
Yeah.
So basically, you just get paid nothing. And I was on call, and they would literally work you to death. It was like you would have. I had to threaten to quit because they would work me 36 hours straight, and then they just send me to another job, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. I gotta go home. I gotta get 8 hours of sleep. I had threatened to quit just to get 8 hours of sleep. It was terrible.
Yeah.
So.
This is what I wanted to ask you,
That
though.
threw me off. So whenever I met her after that, I was working. I tried to do other shit. I became a welder. I did welding, and I actually did a welding class at San Jack, and I did welding there. Didn't finish it. But when I met her, I was working at a place called UTL, working on rail cars, and I was doing welding and all that. And that was actually a good job. I worked my way up. Started out $10 an hour. Worked my way up to like $18 an hour. I did all the certifications and shit. And then I kind of got screwed out of that job. They kind of like threw me under the bus on that one. It was bad. But when we were together, like it was crazy. When we first got together, I was working there. I was doing good. I was like on top of the world. She actually had a job making pretty good money, almost what I was making. And I was like, well, we found this badass loft downtown. We're like, yeah, we're gonna live downtown in a loft. It was so cool.
Right.
Right on the park.
It was in an old hospice. It was right off of Herman Park.
Yeah, Herman Park.
Yeah.
And it was in an old hospice building, so we were like, oh, hell yeah, this place is going to be haunted. I'm like into that shit.
Right.
Like, let's go.
She's full of shit. But anyway, we were like, this is going to be cool. The day that I almost signed the papers, the day we were supposed to sign the papers on it, I got late. I got cut off. And I got shut, basically fired. And then I was like, well, shit, now I don't know what. Luckily, it happened that day because I would hate to have signed a 6-month lease and then got laid off. We would have been fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sometimes life works out that way. But this is what I wanted to ask you because there comes a moment in everybody's relationship
Yeah, I ended up leaving. I moved in with her parents. It was
where they get tested.
Miserable.
Right, and
It was
this
the
is
worst
the
part of my life.
This is the
You
test.
want to talk about a test? That's the test.
That's the test of your relationship. I know you're the type of guy who wants to work. You're not working,
And it was the test. You know why?
but you find out that you have a kid on the way. I just want to give you props, man, because there's a lot of dudes who would have just dipped.
Oh, no. Trust me. It's her. Because this is what I was going to get to. When we were living with her parents, it was the lowest part. I was a loser. I was trying to find job after job. I could have just went back to this, but I didn't want to do the on-call thing. It was the on-call thing that was really killing me. I don't give a shit about the Chinese overtime. But when we were together, she stuck with me.
There's something about a woman who
I
sticks
was
with you
so depressed.
at your lowest moment.
I was so depressed. This is
Right.
100% lowest moment of my life. Guaranteed fact. It's 100% lowest. And there was one night we were at this bar downtown with her and her friends, and I kind of just went off on her. And I was like, it was basically my way of saying, like, I hate you. Leave me alone. I was trying to get her to leave me.
Because you were not secure.
Because I wasn't happy with myself.
Right, exactly.
I was basically saying, leave me. Get rid of me. I am not worthy. Blah, blah, blah. And she didn't. She fucking, the next day, she came, we hugged, and like.
Did you understand what was happening in that moment,
No,
Naomi?
She didn't.
I don't think so, no.
But you were still willing to fight for it.
Even I didn't
Absolutely,
know.
yeah.
I didn't even know what was happening at the moment.
Right.
It was just all organic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know.
But you probably had a feeling that what you were getting from him wasn't the real him.
I didn't know we were gonna get this deep in this thing.
So all I knew was that this was the guy I was supposed to be with, and that's literally all I knew. And that whatever problems were happening, we were going to work through those.
Right.
And that's all I knew. That's it. And I was gonna fight through whatever those were because I knew that this was the guy I was supposed to be with. And I still feel like that to this day.
But when he's telling you to leave him, you guys know what your situation is. You know you're going through a rough spot.
Me, I didn't know. I just was.
I'm saying you know that you're
I hated myself.
you're not employed at the time. You're living with her family.
I was mad at myself, and I wanted nothing to do with me. I wanted no one else to be nothing to do with me. You know what I mean?
You understand that you're not in the ideal situation while that's happening.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So there's probably a part of you that understands that he's in a low spot. The things that he's saying to you
For sure.
are coming from a place of pain, that's not genuine feeling.
Yeah, we were both in a low spot, but even regardless of our living situations, like being that we were living with my parents at the time, regardless if he was going through a hard time, like we were going to get through that together.
Yeah.
But it was difficult. Like I was pregnant at the time, so
This is before we got pregnant. Once you got pregnant, it actually got easier because it was like, all right, well, time to get to work, and I went. And
that was kind of the kick in your ass to like, I don't want to go back to inspection, but I'm going to.
No, because I thought if I have to go back to that, I'll do it.
Right.
And I'll just do this on call shit.
Right.
I went. So what happened was she got pregnant. I was like, fuck it. I got to do what I got to do. I got to go back to this fucking inspection bullshit. I hate it, but I got a family to take care of.
Yeah.
So I went back to inspectorate, and I happened to be talking to this guy in Deer Park, and it just worked out that way.
Yeah.
I went in there, talked to the guy, and he goes, well, we're 6 and 3. And I'm like, all right, 24 hour? And he's like, 24 hour what? I'm like, on call? He's like, no, 12 hour on shift, 6 on, 3 off. And I'm like, what does that mean? He goes, 3 days, 3 nights, 3 days off. And I'm like, so you're not or you're not on call? He's like, no. And I was like, well, fuck yeah, it's just shift work?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. And I was like, I'll take it. And I go, and then it's Chinese overtime? He goes, we're Chinese overtime right now, but in a few months we're probably going to switch because it was like right at that point. Yeah. And I was like, no, you're just going to pay overtime? Like, whatever I work overtime? He goes, yeah. And I go, well, hell yeah.
Because this was after the class action lawsuit.
So, yes. In the time that I stopped doing it to the time that I started doing it back again, that's when the whole switch was happening. And I did not know. I thought it was only on call.
Let me tell you why this is a beautiful thing. And I want to
so
try
it
to...
worked out perfect.
I want to try to put a bow on this whole thing. First of all, I love you guys, and the way that this show has gone, I know it's been infused by alcohol a little bit, and at times it's been entertaining. But this is what I want to say to you, Clint. I worked a 6 and 3 schedule, the one that you were thrilled to have. That you're telling me, like, because you had worked.
I'm not thrilled to have it,
but you had worked on call before.
As far as money goes, yes.
And you needed the money. I worked a 6 and 3 schedule at a time, and I took it. I hated it. I was like, this is the worst fucking thing ever. And this just goes to tell you that when you think that your life is bad, there's always somebody who's got it worse.
I try to tell the guys all the time at work. Because we do it right now.
There's always somebody who's got it worse.
Right now, we're 6 and 3 right now.
Yeah.
And I try to tell these guys at work all the time. I'm like, dude.
There's people out here with no job.
There's all these other inspection companies. They're always out there. They're out in the field. And they're like, oh, I just got on a barge. And these other companies got 4 guys getting on the one barge. And I'm like, yeah, because they're working 4 and 4. Or they're working like, pitmen or whatever it is. Whatever schedule. I'm like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so do you want to make the money or do you want to like go over there and have it easy?
There's people out here not working, man. I mean, and that's the thing. So what was
it's all about laziness.
What was a curse to me at the time, because I hated that I was away from my family and that I wouldn't see my kids for 3 days at a time. But at the time, 6 and 3 was a blessing to you because you had been unemployed at that time. And so what I always tell people is, you think you have it bad or you think your situation, there's always somebody who's got it worse.
Dude,
and one man's curse is another man's blessing. But you did what you had to do to take care of your family. And I know that meant something to you. That probably was something that solidified for you. Like, this is the man
100%.
that's going to step up and take care of business.
I always said that time while we were living with my parents, when he was looking for a job and he was trying to figure out, his place and how we were going to make this work, because we were honestly still only together for, not that long at that point. Mm-hmm. And if we could have made it work through that time in our lives, we say that we can get through anything. Yeah. Because we've seen it all.
That's why I get so mad at these guys at work, because like they're younger guys. They haven't had to deal with it. They don't have a fucking wife that's pregnant. They don't have a kid on the way. Yeah. A lot of these guys are younger. They're making so much more than I was making. Mm-hmm. I tell them all the time, I'm like, dude, I was making $17 an hour and I was a shift lead. I had 3 guys underneath me making 20 something, and I was making 17. Yeah. Did I complain about them making more than me? No. They did what they had to do, what they had to do. You know what I mean? Maybe they lied and said they had more experience. I don't know. I don't care, because their lives are their lives. These is my life. And I hate when these freaking new guys come in and they're like, well, why is this guy making more than me? Why is he doing this? And every time I tell them, stop worrying about them. Worry about you. Yeah. Do what you need to do.
You stepped up and you did what you had to do.
I made $17 an hour for years and years while these guys worked underneath me.
Are you going to
know what I did? You know what I did? I fucking went to another company and I got an offer, and they gave me an offer. Yeah. And I went back to my company and I said, I don't want to leave. I really don't. I love what I'm doing. But if you can't give me a better offer, then I got to go. And they didn't give me a better offer, and I had to go. I made double what I was making. That's just how it goes. You just got to worry about yourself. Don't worry about these guys, man. And you know what happened after I did that? All those guys that were making more than me, they came to the same company I was going to, and they were trying to make what I was making and all this and that, and it didn't work out, or whatever it happened. I don't know. Yeah. But
bottom,
I'm going to say something real quick,
worry
Nick.
About
go for it.
If y'all haven't noticed a reoccurring theme, and I don't want to say I'm getting emotional in this part, just hearing another person experience the exact same thing me and Kay did. But we've echoed this sentiment before. There is nothing on this planet that can replace the time that you lose, including the money that you make. Yeah. There is nothing. There's no amount of money that you can make. There's no check that you can sign to me that's going to replace the time that I'm going to miss out on important times in my life. Yeah. And I've said it on this show. I think you said it on this show. Clinton is on here speaking the exact same thing. And if you don't get anything from this show today, just listen to what Clinton is saying right now. Yeah. Our time on this planet is limited. Cherish the moments you have with your family or your future family or the family you currently have. Yeah. Because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. We could leave this podcast tonight and we could be one person short tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And I love what you're saying, Clint.
Yeah, and what I will say is it's a fine line, man, because it's a struggle every man has to have. Because we want to take care of our families. And you went from being depressed, not able to take care of your family, to doing whatever you had to do take care of your family.
That I had that. The good thing about inspection, and I talk shit about it as much as I can, but the bottom line is, when I first started doing inspection, there was a guy named Tim Geary. He's not with us anymore. One of the greatest men I've ever known. Mm-hmm. He, when I first started, he already had experience. He was the one that trained me. And he said, I'll never forget this. He said, this job, if you learn it and you do it right and you're become really good at it, you'll have a job for life. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, because once you become really good at it and you have it, you become a really good inspector, if you're certified and all that, you'll have a job for life. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, you can go try other shit. You can always come back to this. This will always be here. And I never realized that until I went through what I went through with Naomi and not having a job for a long time. And then I finally came back to it.
It was there for you when you needed it.
Yep. It was. And it really was. And I thank God for that guy. Yeah. Tim Geary. I'm going to say his name again. Tim Geary is one of the best men that I've ever known. And he's dead now. And it's sad as shit because I love that guy.
Yeah, you consider him a mentor?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. He taught me how to do barges. Yeah. He taught me how to do everything up until ships. Josh, after that, I learned from another guy that taught me another.
Josh, that kind of reminds me of your story. You had people that you worked with, and they were your mentor more so towards becoming a family man.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. And sometimes we take for granted the people that we work with because they can be. They can't fill that. Yeah, but they can. There's some people who can fill that void.
There's a lot of people that suck at teaching, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But every once in a while, you get one good guy. Every once in a fucking blue moon, you get one good guy.
And he changes it.
And he teaches you how to do it right.
Not just about the job, but about life.
He also teaches you how to be a good fucking person, man.
Right, for sure.
There's so many assholes that we work with. Especially in the inspection field. You know, you've worked in it.
I'm still there.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think all three of us have been there.
I work right now. I worked with a guy, and then there's another guy that's like a higher level guy. And we send these new guys with him, and he's like, "What? I don't know why you're fucking out here." And he treats him like shit. And I'm like, "Why? You were once that guy. You were once that guy.
Yeah.
How would you feel when you were once that guy, and some older guy came and said, well, I don't know why you're out here."
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
For sure.
Have some respect, man.
So
because at the end of the day, this is why I'm sorry. I don't know.
No, you're good.
But like, I think about my dad because my dad is the best man I've ever known. Mm-hmm. And anyone who's ever worked with him will tell you that my dad is the greatest man you will ever know. Like, I worked at Umstead. My dad.
I say that, and I've never worked with him. Your dad is amazing. He's my BFF, honestly, for real.
My dad was a machinist at Umstead for years and years and years, since like 1970 something. Who knows? That thing's been there forever.
OG machinist too, on the old school machines.
But when I was like 16 or 18 or some shit, I went and I said, let me get a job, and then he wasn't there no more. He went work for another place for a little while, and they were like, "You're Ray Richson's son?" And I said, "Yeah." And they're like, "We'll give you a job right now. You just start from the bottom." I was like, "All right." And I worked there, and every single day that I worked there, some guy would walk up to me, one of the older guys, and they'd be like, "You're Ray Richson's son?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You get some big shoes to fill." And I was like, "All right." And then every single week, there would be some new guy, some old fucking new guy that would walk to me, "You're Ray Richson's son?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You got some big shoes to fill." And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I heard it every day for like a month.
I've had the pleasure of meeting your father, and he's an awesome dude.
And so by the time I got done there, obviously I only worked there for a few months, and I was trying to move up, do machinist stuff, what he did, but they just weren't moving people up that fast. Anyway, I never did it. And I wish maybe I could have done it. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. But anyway, it was just such a respect to hear all the fucking guys that worked there talk about my dad like that.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine going
somewhere? That's probably the type of man that you wanted to be.
It doesn't happen this day and age.
Like, can you imagine?
Those guys aren't around like that anymore.
This is a guy that I was raised by, so I already feel this way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I already know the man that they're talking about. This is the myth. This is the legend. And these guys are like, "Hey, just so you know, your dad's a myth and a legend." And I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I've had the pleasure of meeting him. I think he's awesome. I actually want to get him on this show at some point.
I was about to say, is it the same guy I was berating last night?
You think I talk a lot.
No, he's a fucking cool dude. I do want to get back on track with your guy's story because, like I said, I think it's a beautiful thing that Naomi stuck with you at your lowest moment. That probably confirmed for you this is a woman who's going to be with me through anything.
Oh, 100%.
So you guys get married, and I'm sure eventually...
No woman has ever stuck with me through that. And I've been with some women, and they have stuck with me some shit, but like...
Yeah, this was your lowest moment, though.
That was like... I never impregnated another woman, so...
That's good to know.
That was a...
I'm sure you're glad to know that, Naomi.
That's good.
So eventually...
But here's the thing, though. I never wanted to. You know what I mean? I never wanted to impregnate. Like, when she got pregnant,
so
I was like, when
You
she got
never wanted to have
You
kids.
wanted
with
to
somebody.
impregnate-
basically when she got
Yeah.
pregnant, she said, "Hey, by the way, surprise, we're pregnant."
Yeah.
I was like, I'm
Hell
down.
yeah, you
I'm
are.
down.
Yeah,
I was
for
like,
sure.
hell
I'm
yeah.
down. I'm down.
So I'm
The only
sure.
thing, so the only thing was I just wasn't ready because like I said, I was living with her parents.
Yeah.
I felt like a fucking loser.
Understood. I understand
So
that feeling
thank
completely.
God the inspection business was there for me and saved my ass a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
And I was able to save a little bit of money. We were able to get a rent house, do our thing. Those are the best times of our life, by the way.
So eventually,
Yeah,
you eventually you move out of
absolutely.
your parents.
Yes.
no, we
Get your
got
own
a rent
spot.
house and we
Right.
were happy as fuck, making $17 an hour. And
Yeah.
she wasn't working. It was just me.
Yeah. So
And-
For those
I
of you that
think
can't
I
see
was-
right now, Naomi is blushing from
Dude.
ear to ear right now.
Dude, we were happy as shit during that time.
I think
And
it was-
to this day, I'm like, how did we have so much? Because now I make more, you make more, and I don't feel like we were as happy or as like fulfilled.
Brother,
as we
let me
were
tell
then.
you, I feel
it's
you.
not a better time than it was then.
It's almost like when you're in the struggle, it's better.
So right now, I live, thanks to Josh Beard, I live in a 300, according to the Harris County Appraisal District, I live in a $450,000 house.
yeah, right.
That's
Fuck
what I'm
you
talking
guys.
about.
Hey, our house is worth like double what we
yeah.
paid.
Yeah.
No, we live in like a
But I'm just saying,
310,000 house.
We live in
we're-
this house.
The good thing is we're set up. We're ready to go.
When we first moved into this house, like it was a big upgrade for us, right? Like we moved in this big, nice
yeah.
house. This is the
Same
house.
here.
This is the house we had dreamed about living
Right.
in. But my wife will tell you the same thing. My kids will tell you the same thing. We became a family in this small little piece of crap rent house that was probably half the size of this.
We were so happy we had
We were extremely happy. That's
Shitty
where we
little
became a family.
trampoline.
Like some of our best moments, our best memories. I got married in the backyard at that house.
Yep.
So when people say money can't buy you happiness,
You're damn right it
You're
can't.
damn right.
that's
Ken.
the type of shit. Well, it can rent you happiness, but you
Yeah,
can't buy
that's
it.
true.
But it can buy you motorcycles, and that's the same thing.
Yeah,
Right.
That's right.
So let's
baby.
get into that because you
We
guys
love riding.
love riding. You get married. You got your family. You're starting your own little bicycle crew.
Oh, there he goes.
I'll be right back. I'm not. It's okay. It's okay.
No, you're good, man.
Oh, so
I'll tell you what.
actually be
Let's
able to
get an
a-
ad. Let's get an ad.
I was gonna say I'll actually be able to get in the store.
Do you want to? Do you want to do this? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's-
Get into your story. Damn, we slammed the shit out of that door.
Bro, this is gonna be the edit of a lifetime. But I love you.
Oh, I think you need to leave this unedited. This is beautiful. This is
No.
comedy.
The
and-
YouTube video is gonna be here forever.
Oh, I think the whole thing needs to be
The
here.
only thing that he was talking about motorcycles, and I am pleased, every couple needs their thing, right? And if you're a couple out there and you don't have like a thing that you do together, that's what you're missing in your relationship.
Absolutely.
Like, have a thing that you and your significant other do together. For my husband and I, we love riding motorcycles. And for me, that was never a thing I was interested in. My dad, growing up, he had some Kawasaki's whenever I was a very young age.
Yeah.
And, I'm an Air Force brat. That was convenient back then, but he did not have those for the majority of the time that I was growing up. The motorcycles were not around, but there were a lot of other people in our family who did have motorcycles. So come to find out that my husband and his father, they're into motorcycles. Well, that kind of reignited that love with motorcycles for me, and I learned how to ride one in one day, and now that is our thing that we do together, and we treasure those times together. Our kids, they'll stay with Pawpaw or whatever, and we'll go out and we ride motorcycles together. And every single time we go out riding, it's like we're taking a vacation, and we're taking a vacation for ourselves. When we come back from riding, it's like we're coming back from a tropical vacation.
Yeah.
We have we're just
Josh will attest. If we don't hear from you for a few days, it's because you and Clint went out riding.
It's because we're out riding.
No,
That's very well possible for sure.
And like
Yeah.
you just said,
Yeah.
I think every healthy relationship needs that. And this is going to sound comical because some people may shoot this down. But having sex isn't something that y'all share. It needs to be something outside of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Doing something, going to ride motorcycles or going travel. Just like if you're not familiar with Con and Lindsay, they're always traveling. That's their
Yes,
thing. They're
yes.
always out there.
I'll
Find
do that.
something that y'all can grow together.
That makes me
with.
so happy for Con, though,
Yeah.
because
Hell
he
yeah.
didn't have that in his previous
Dude,
relationship.
they're always traveling. They're always like in Austin or
Yeah.
in the country.
He didn't
Yeah,
have that in his
yeah.
previous
Can we do that?
relationship. And that's the thing about when you find your person, like the person who's on the same level as you.
I
And
never
when I
had
say
that.
on the same level, I don't mean you guys have the same education. You guys make the same amount of money.
Can I get that person? Let's get that person.
She right there across the table for me, bro.
I'm talking about
Can we
the
go to Austin,
person.
babe? Can we go to Austin?
See,
The
And
person.
hill climbing?
and like for us, for me and Kay, our big thing is whenever we go to a baseball game,
Yeah.
and something for us that's even bigger is that
Baseball.
we both grew up with baseball, but it was never like the thing
Right.
that we watched.
It wasn't as important.
Yeah, if you don't know me by now, I was a huge Cowboy fan. I'm still a big
Cowboy?
Cowboys fan, but I'll take it. I don't care. I was born and raised one.
He said cowboy, right?
Yes, he did.
I was a Cowboys fan
Unfortunately.
before the Texans were even a thing. So don't take
He said
that.
cowboys, right?
But
Unfortunately, yes.
when we were together, we found our love for the Astros,
right.
And now anytime that we're able to get tickets or able to go, like that's a thing. Like we turn our phones off, and we spend the day at the ballpark. Like that's our thing.
beautiful thing.
And that's exactly how we feel about the motorcycles.
Yep.
When we go out, like I don't answer my phone. Well, half the time I'm not able to because I'm fucking
You
writing.
can't, and if you do,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is our thing. That is our piece. That is something that we do together, and I fucking love it. Like
It's a beautiful thing.
You know, but when you're riding motorcycles, it's kind of like I don't know. You feel like you're like living on the edge. You know,
Yeah.
and so living on the
Yep.
edge with your significant other, it just
Cue
really brings you
Aerosmith,
that
living
much
on the
fun.
edge.
Yeah.
Living on the edge.
Living on the edge.
My favorite. It's my favorite American rock band.
Yeah.
In there.
So when you're doing that together, it just makes it that much more. I don't know. Poignant.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
This is what I love about your guys' story. I can feel you, Clint. You
could
had a
be worse.
woman. You had a woman who stuck by you at your lowest
Yeah.
moment,
Could
and
be
ride
worse.
or die.
We could be talking about
A
Dallas
ride-
Cowboys right now.
a ride or die, and that is what I feel like is the theme of your relationship right
Yeah,
now.
you gotta find your ride and die in your life.
You got to find your ride or die.
And I did.
You guys have a beautiful story to tell. You got another beautiful daughter, Harper, who was the apple of both of your eyes.
You get her on here. She'll be in the fucking gym.
Oh, yeah, no, I would love to get
Yeah.
She's
Harper on here.
hilarious.
Absolutely,
She
absolutely.
speaks
I'm not
like an
kidding you.
adult. It's ridiculous.
I'm not kidding you right now. Like that girl is funny as shit. Like laugh out loud funny.
does she have her daddy's
natural,
jokes?
No, just natural funny.
even
She's
better.
funny.
Oh.
She's funnier than everybody, dude.
But
She's
let me
so
ask
funny.
you, Clint, in your wildest dreams,
I hope she's a stand-up comic.
in your
I
wildest
really do.
dreams,
I
on
hope
that
she's
night,
not.
That'll be a dream come true for me.
in your wildest dreams, that night when there was just some random chick making out with Chris Cobain, did you ever in your wildest dreams think
Well,
that
I
is
never
the
saw
woman?
that. I never saw that.
Right. But I'm saying when you
If I
guys,
saw that, I never would have touched that disgusting hooker.
Oh,
but once you
I'd have been like,
guys,
"Who's this whore?"
once
Never
you,
again.
once you
Never
guys,
again.
once you guys became an item though, in your wildest dreams, could you imagine having two beautiful children?
No, fuck no.
Living the life, like
no.
you said, the happiness that you guys had when you're making 17
no
bucks an
one
hour.
realizes how great their life's going to be when their life turns out great.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one
And it's a
does.
beautiful thing, and that's why I'm so glad you guys came on here to tell this story, haphazard as it was. I
Oh,
would not have
beautiful.
expected it to be anything else.
man, we
Nope.
got credit.
I knew
We
that
got-
this. I
we got-
knew this episode was going to be off the
We
hinges.
got a lot of credit card debt, you know.
Yeah, you know,
living the
who
American,
doesn't?
We're living the American dream.
The American dream is dead.
Which
The
is-
American dream
You
is
owe
dead.
a lot of credit card.
To our 5
credit
listeners in
sucks.
France, to
Oh,
our
man.
3 listeners in Switzerland, and we have someone else in
Yeah. Guys in Switzerland,
I want
help
you
us
guys.
out.
I want you guys to know the American dream is dead. So
You guys
come on
have-
over here.
Y'all got people in Switzerland watching?
Yeah. We
Hey
have
guys in Switzerland,
Denmark.
help us out, please. Send some Swiss money over here. Y'all
Yeah,
don't
we need,
pay.
we need one of them Swiss bank
Y'all
accounts.
don't even pay taxes over there.
You know what's crazy is that it just
We
so
send
happens.
our money in your banks so we don't have to pay our taxes. So help us out, Switzerland.
So it's crazy
Jesus
to think.
Christ.
So we have the Richardsons on episode number 69, which is also the sixth part of
Which
our,
is also how their children
Yeah.
were conceived.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not
All
possible.
due respect, I
It
love
could be.
everybody.
That's I don't
it's
think
also
I don't think that's scientifically possible.
It's also the
Doggy.
All in the Part 6, All the Family Part 6.
Sorry if I pissed off anybody. I'm just making jokes.
No, you're good. This has been great. I think this is great.
I might have cussed a lot.
I'm so ready for the Oldlywed Game.
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah. Seriously, what happened?
Answers. Oh,
We're gonna do it.
Are we gonna do?
We're still gonna do it. We're still gonna do it.
Okay.
But I want to just thank
I'm
you
not
guys.
ready for this to be over. I
wanna
want to play
thank-
some games.
I want to thank you guys for coming on, telling this intriguing story. I will say that I
It's not
love
that
you guys.
intriguing. It's a pretty basic American story.
Yeah, but the reason it's intriguing is because of the way you guys tell
There's a
it.
politician in
And-
it, so it's definitely not ordinary.
Oh yeah, fuck that guy.
You want to know one more funny anecdote to all this?
Let's hear it.
All right, you ready for this?
Is it literally lightning out there?
Oh, yeah, it's
y'all
random.
see
Oh,
that?
it's raining. It's ass.
Yeah, I've been
We got
checking
some
over here.
storms out there. Yeah.
I just saw blinking lights, and I'm like, that's lightning.
You thought the PO showed up?
Ooh, is that thunder?
That was
Thunder.
Hell
Man,
yeah.
I got a long
And then
drive home.
Hey,
Okay.
I always say we have
You
because
spend the night, bro.
All right.
oil and
I got a
gas.
couch.
I always say like with the oil and gas and the refineries, that there's a. I always say there's like a, what do you call it? Force field around, and that's why we can never get the rain. But every once in a while we get it.
Every now and again.
We do.
All right, let me hear your
Sorry
anecdote.
for my
So,
boringness.
you know, I became pregnant whenever we were living with my parents, right?
Easy.
So, easy, yeah. All right. Great.
One shot.
Great
One
job,
shot.
babe.
One
great
shot, one
job,
kill.
great job.
Hell yeah, golden gun.
You know what? You know what happened? You know what happened? I'll tell you what happened.
Go ahead.
can
Yes,
this
let's
be
go
my-
ahead. Romeo number 2.
I
Go
fucking
ahead.
I pulled out every time.
That's not
Still happened.
That's not an effective way of contraception.
So
do you
if
know
that tells you anything?
Do you know
it's-
in sex education now though they are teaching that as a form of birth control?
You know what?
Pull out?
I should be on.
Yes,
You gotta
They
be
should
quick,
have me.
son.
They should have me on board.
they're
Can I
teaching
tell
that
my
as a
story?
form of contraception.
Because when I was in high school, we had a lady that had AIDS, and she would come in and tell us how she got AIDS. Can I be the guy that comes in and says, I had 2 kids accidentally? Can I do that? And they pay
You
me?
can.
They'll probably pay me pretty
Man,
good.
they're gonna have to be quick with that. Is that really what they're
Oh
teaching,
shit!
Nick?
I don't know. I don't know what we should call this episode.
They really
at
had
the
a
end of the
lady.
day.
She said,
I don't know,
she
but
said,
can I continue
my
with
Oh
my
yes,
story?
I'm sorry.
Babe,
Hey, don't.
I know
we're
you're
not-
on my side. What about this one right here?
Don't worry, we're muting the mics, Naomi. Go ahead. It's all yours.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Don't have kids.
Thank you, Beard.
You're welcome. I can't mute it anymore.
If you don't have kids,
That's all I got.
So,
if you don't have kids, you're going green.
okay. Anyways, so
It is a fact.
We're going off the
we were
rails
still
on a crazy
we were still
train.
living with my parents, and you know, honestly, it wasn't that we didn't have the money to get married. We could have saved up that money and done everything that we wanted for the
God, I
wedding that we
wish.
wanted. But I really both of us agreed there is no reason to spend that much money on just getting married. Like, we would rather take a vacation or put it towards a car
My buddy at
or
work,
put it
my
towards
buddy
our
at work
house.
spending this shitload,
There's
dude.
no reason to spend that much money getting
Just
married.
spend it
was
on your freaking
it-
vacation afterwards.
absolutely ridiculous spending
Yeah.
that much money on
forget that
anything
vacation.
like that.
You know,
So-
because no one's gonna show up anyway. There's gonna be a bunch of weirdos that you don't even know.
So we decided to just get married at the Justice of the Peace. And whenever I say we decided, that means I decided for us.
Well, the bottom line.
Executive decision.
It-
Bottom line is
I-
we didn't have the money.
I made all the executive decisions.
That's why that happened.
And everyone wanted to come, and I was like, nope. You know what? Actually, I had family from Holland flying in. I said, you know what? We're not gonna have anybody at our wedding because everyone wanted to be there, and I was like, you know what? Just no one. No
You
one.
have a better question.
It was just
Except
gonna
the
be
witness.
us.
Who was
It
your
was-
witness?
It was just gonna be us. No,
was your
there-
witness?
No witness. Just us.
You had no
it was
witness?
No,
The
it was a
court.
judge. It was some guy.
Yeah,
and
just
he
a judge.
acted like he knew her. He was like, oh, I know
Wait,
this
the
girl.
judge
know
was the
the
judge
judge.
and the witness?
He goes, I know this girl.
I don't think you guys are officially married.
I gave her a bunch of speed.
We need to investigate this.
No,
He
I
was a
think
weird
there
guy.
was-
Investigation.
There was,
He was like,
someone
you're
there.
marrying my girl.
No.
I know this girl. You're marrying her. You're doing good. You're doing good. You're marrying this girl. And like he knew her and shit. And I'm like,
Well,
this guy doesn't
What if the
know her.
judge? What if the judge was Clint?
Definitely not.
No,
Definitely
no,
not.
this is the old
I'm
guy.
sorry, I'm just kidding.
No.
But he acted like he was her dad. Or
All right,
something.
let's wrap this up. I'm gonna let
So-
you finish your thought.
I had known this guy for a long time because I was in the court for many reasons prior to. Anyways, before we even got
Hooker.
married, I had made it very clear to Clinton that I wanted to be proposed to because I wanted to have those memories. I was like, I don't need a whole
did not
wedding.
say that.
But I wanted the memories of being proposed to. I wanted that story.
Right.
So
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Oh well. Then how?
Luckily
else
for
would,
you, I proposed to you.
How else would you explain the following story that I'm about to say that you are not? Don't
All right,
comment.
luckily
This is the
I
anecdote
proposed.
we were promised 5
Yes.
minutes ago.
Luckily I
Yes.
proposed.
Thank you. So he was like, he picks me up that day. I don't know. We're gonna be doing something, and
This
it
is
was
gonna be a long drunk podcast of just drunk people talking.
okay. Can
Go
I
ahead,
continue?
Naomi. Go
Thank
ahead.
you.
You're doing good.
And you know it. That's why you're saying that. That's why you're not saying it.
Okay.
He knows it.
I'm muted.
All right,
You
thank
go ahead.
you.
You got
Thank
this.
you. So, I was pretty torn. Like, I wanted the story of being proposed to, but I also knew, like, in my heart, I was like, it's just really not a big deal. Or it's justice of the peace, no big deal. But I wanted that story. So we ended up going. He was like, babe, let's go. We're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to have a nice time the day before we go out to the justice of the peace, okay? We're just going to have a nice time out, and we're going to go to the Kima Boardwalk. And I love the Kima Boardwalk. We live, in LaPorte, right down from the Kima Boardwalk. We always have a really good time there. It's just a great time. Like, no matter how much little or a lot of money you've got to spend, you can have a really nice time at the Kima Boardwalk.
Why do you
So-
keep muting her?
No, she's not muted. I kept on muting y'all.
You muted her.
No, I didn't. You're good. Keep it going. Keep going. Keep
So-
going.
Definitely do this because this is fucking crazy.
So I was fucking pissed off at Clinton because we were supposed to be looking at rings. Because we were supposed to be picking out some rings for the next day. I was pissed because he was putting this off. And I was like, all right, babe, we got to do this. Like, the place closes at this time. I am fucking livid at this point. There was traffic. This guy's just fucking sitting around nonchalant. He's just sitting on this fucking bench at the end of the boardwalk. He's just sitting there. And I'm like, babe, let's fucking go. I'm fucking pregnant, so I'm already pissed off, right? So I'm like, what?
Just over here saying everything.
Shut your fucking
I
mouth.
didn't know that. I didn't know
Anyways,
this mic was on.
this guy ends up waiting for everyone to clear out, and then he gets on one knee right there at the Kima Boardwalk. He gets on one knee right there the day before the Justice of the Peace because I wanted that proposal. And y'all, I know it sounds like terrible that he waited that long or whatever, but he did exactly what I wanted, and it was so fucking perfect.
Clint.
So what you're saying
Clint,
is
I'm married. I know you did it because that's what she wanted you to do. It's okay.
I didn't want her to go the rest of her life without having a guy at least somewhat propose to her
Yes.
Amen.
sometime.
Well,
Amen.
No, and
Because you didn't want to come on a podcast 12 years
Yeah,
later
right.
and her be
Yeah,
like,
pretty much,
this
pretty
motherfucker
much.
didn't even propose to
well,
me.
the problem was, I had been proposed to before, and I had said no.
Oh, of course, of course.
Do you have that name?
Yeah, because she's
No,
gonna.
I'm not sharing. I'm
Chris
not
Cobain.
She's already,
Bang!
she's already had my kid. She's really gonna say no.
Woo, doggy.
Okay, guys, this was a great story. Thank you so
But
much.
what about the thing? We're supposed to do the thing.
Oh yeah, we're getting there.
That's what we're going to do. I want to get an ad for Good for Dudes really
I'm
quick.
sorry about the ads.
It's all good. I want to get an ad for Good for Dudes real quick, and then we are going to play the Oldlywed Game and see just how well, after 14 years together, 12 years married, you guys know one another.
What's for dudes?
Let's do it.
What's for dudes?
What's up, guys? It's Nick Stevenson again. Fellas, this time I'm talking specifically to you, and I want you to know it's okay. You don't have to be embarrassed. I know you want your skin to look good. Now, you haven't been taking care of your skin for years, and now every time you go to the coffee shop, they're offering you the senior discount. Now, maybe you've wanted to take care of your skin, but you just don't want to shop for products where your wife or your girlfriend gets her stuff. Dudes.com. That's good, the number 4, dudes.com. That's right. Good for Dudes offers a skincare product that is designed for men. Best part is, it can be shipped right to your house, fast and easy. You want something to help prevent signs of aging like wrinkles and dark spots? Try WTF. What's that? Simple. It just means wear on the face. After washing your face in the morning, apply WTF. After showering in the evening, apply WTF. If you've already got signs of aging, it's cool because this product will minimize those. And there's so much more. Just go see for yourself at goodfordudes.com. Once again, good, the number 4, dudes, DUDES.com. You want a promo code? Sure. Use the initials to this show, SLMAS, Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit, and you'll get 10% off your order. What are you waiting for, Gramps? I mean, buddy, it's okay, guys. If you want to take care of your skin, just get your own stuff at goodfordudes.com.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the game show that is taking over the nation. Welcome to the Oldlywed Game. Okay, after 14 years together and 12 years married, we're going to find out just how well you guys know one another. All right.
He's already
Are you
taking notes.
Are
Stop it.
Are you familiar with this game? You didn't hear the last Oldlywed game we did, so let me go over the rules. I'm gonna ask you, Clint, questions that Naomi answered, and you need to tell us how you think she answered them, and vice versa.
Oh, these are great.
If you get the answer correct, you will hear this sound.
Yeah, buddy.
If you get the answer wrong, you will hear this sound. All right. And I have to let the audience know, as always, with the Oldlywed Game, there is going to be at least one whoopee question.
Can I wipe my answer?
Somebody took the paper towels out of here, so you're going to have to use your hand. I'm sorry.
Let me see it, babe. Show me the board again. Show me the board.
All right. Are you guys ready to play the Oldlywed
Your
Game?
mom wears cowboy bitch. I don't know.
All right. Clint, let's start with you. Actually, ladies first.
Ladies
All
first.
right.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
So she's answering questions about.
She's gonna tell us how she thinks Clint answered this question.
Oh, okay.
Naomi, we asked Clint, what is your favorite memory with Naomi? How do you think he answered that?
And I write it down, right?
No. She's got to write it down.
I know, but I need to write it down that way I can answer.
Yes,
You can see
you need to
what
write it
she
down.
Thought was right.
You need to write it down to make sure that
What's the question again?
What was your answer?
What was
you
your
wrote down?
favorite memory with Naomi? This is what you.
Oh fuck! Like I
Let me see.
Don't say it in the mic, son.
Favorite
Oh,
memory.
I know, right? I know.
Favorite memory. I don't. Fucking
What is
know.
Clint's favorite memory with you?
And let's get some music.
You
What
gotta
do you think?
You got to put something down. I don't have any Jeopardy trap on there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have a new sound that I could guess you're gonna
Fuck,
cue me to play.
I really have no idea what
You'll
that
know
would
when
be.
it's time to play it.
All right, this is terrible handwriting.
Oh god, I really
Just
don't
get
know.
Naomi, I just need you to
Get
guess
ready
something.
for some
Guess
terrible
something. Here we go.
It's got to be time.
Favorite memory.
shit.
We can't sit here all day.
We're gonna give it 10
I
seconds.
don't fucking know.
You don't have to write it down. Just guess it.
I don't fucking.
Just
Jesus
you
Christ.
don't have to write it down. Just tell us on the mic what do you think it is.
Favorite memory.
Favorite memory, and he's gonna show us his board.
Maybe maybe visiting my family in Holland. Going to Holland.
And don't show it yet. Don't show it yet.
Pretty close.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
What's your answer?
Hang on.
I put Holland. You're not gonna read this shit. Holland at that castle.
All right, so that's correct.
Oh, what's it?
Producer.
It's called the castle.
Yeah, buddy.
The castle is called.
Are we going to count that, judges?
No,
let
she
me get
didn't
the
say
survey.
shit.
She said the word Holland, so.
Yeah, but that don't mean nothing.
No, for sure that totally counts because there was a
No,
thing.
Holland's very
Spoken?
specific. The castle's very
I have
specific.
spoken to the judge. We will count that.
specific.
All right.
As a correct answer.
And that
That's
was,
1
by the
point for
way,
Naomi.
No.
Castillo von
She should not get
Heeswijk
that. She should not get
is
that.
that castle.
What did you say?
me
Castillo
write-
von Heeswijk.
Naomi has
it's
one.
not.
Naomi has one. So
It's not even the right castle.
Which castle? Are you talking about the
Oh
one in
my
Amsterdam?
god.
Oh, this is
You
great.
don't even have the right castle.
Are you
All
talking
right,
about the
She
one
does
in
not get a point
Amsterdam?
for that.
All
She
right,
does
hang
not
on,
get a point.
hang on. Go to the next one.
Hey, you pointed Clint
Hell-
twice.
Oh, I have them
said-
both.
Well, I'm going to need.
Don't worry.
Castle.
I'll let you know if it's wrong or right.
The castle.
Do you want to ask the questions then?
Okay, for Naomi?
Yes.
Hey.
Okay, Clinton. So
Castle.
you're going to be answering this question. Naomi, write it on your board.
She got
Whatever
the
your
castle,
answer
though.
is. Hang on. Here we go. So Naomi's question was,
Okay.
name a scent that instantly reminds you of Clinton.
So what do you think she wrote?
So give her a little bit of time.
What do I think she
Do I
wrote?
need to write it down?
I'm
You
just going
need
to
to
eat
write it
chips and dip while you guys. Apparently, I don't need to be a
I'll
part
write
of
it
this.
down.
Name a
Okay.
scent that instantly reminds you of Clinton.
Do I write it down?
Yes.
What's the man? I don't know the name. What's the place that used to be in the mall?
If you don't have, if you don't know how to spell it, just say it in the mic.
What's the name of that place that used to be in the mall all the time? And they had guys with their shirt off.
Abercrombie and Fitch. Clint's going to go with Abercrombie and Fitch.
All right, going by the answers I have on my board, Naomi. If you
I'm
wouldn't
gonna put
mind.
Abercrombie because I wore that cologne for a long
Alright.
time.
I did too, man.
Yep, yep.
It's the best
That was the
cologne.
shit.
It's the best one.
It'll
I know.
change your whole perspective if you
They
watch the
got a whole
documentary on
documentary
Netflix.
on that. Have you watched it on Netflix?
All right,
Not yet.
Naomi.
All right.
You haven't?
What was your answer for name of a scent that instantly reminds you?
You're going to hit the
Of
button,
Clinton.
producer.
So you were talking about Abercrombie Fierce,
Yep.
and
Yep.
although that would have been true years ago, but for the past couple of years, it's definitely mahogany teakwood.
All right. Well, that would have been the second one.
Boo!
I thought
All
we
right.
were doing like old school.
The score is
shit.
Naomi
I
1.
thought we were doing old school.
Clinton
shit.
is
Clinton 0.
No bullshit. Naomi didn't get the first one because she said the wrong castle.
All
I was
right.
talking. I was talking.
We
I
are
was talking about the
going
other
to
castle.
Naomi.
All right, here we go.
Your next question is.
I got
What's
it.
the name of it, babe?
What is Naomi's most...
Murder slut. Murder slut. Murder slut.
Major
Naomi-
sluts.
Naomi, we asked Clint, what is Naomi's most annoying habit? How do you think he answered that?
Easy.
Yep. Go ahead and write that down, and we'll
Right.
give you some time.
Do I have to write it?
Yes, you guess it, he writes it down. You know what you put, right?
Oh, there is.
All right, Naomi.
Nothing. That's
All
gonna
right,
pass
Naomi.
that.
What is Naomi's most annoying habit?
Does the camera see that? Fuck off! Don't be
What did you
looking.
put?
Why are you looking?
What'd you put? Turn that board around.
I've been snoring.
She put snoring, and that is exactly
Because you know
what she
it.
put.
She's a terrible.
Have you
soul.
snored as long as
I gotta go to the other rooms.
as long as you guys have known each other? Has she
Oh,
snored?
that's awesome.
Are you kidding me? No, she didn't.
Like from day one?
This is a new thing. No, this is a new thing. I have to live it. I have to get another room. I said when I saw this house, I said, "Dude, y'all got a whole room for podcasting. I need a whole room with a bed in it for sleeping."
You know what that means?
because I
Clinton?
can't sleep with this woman.
Clinton, you know what that means? That means she's in love with you because she's comfortable being her
Whatever.
around you.
I don't care.
I
All right, Naomi has 2, and
wish-
Clint has 0.
All
So
right,
I
this
wish
is going to be a
she
good one.
wasn't.
Is this when I need to use the sound drop?
I wish
because I
she
feel like
wasn't.
this is supposed to be when I use the sound drop.
which question is it? Question number
All
2?
right.
Do it.
So-
do the sound drop.
So Clinton, this is for you. Here we go.
How do you think Naomi answered this?
If Clinton told you he had been bitten by a snake and he needs you to suck out the poison, what part of his body would you be hoping got bitten?
It's pretty easy.
How do you think she would answer?
And got some time.
What's his answer?
His answer looks to be dick. And according to my paper, that is 100% correct.
That's the easiest question in the world. That's the easiest question in the world.
Yeah.
So he knows you're a fan of his dick.
Why?
Okay.
Why would she want a dick? A steak that might be.
It could have been ass.
Exactly.
It could have been peck. It could have been whatever part of your body.
It could have been ass.
Whatever part of your body is her favorite, but apparently that's dick.
She already has a favorite, and it's already there.
All right, Naomi, I can't wait for this one. We asked Clint if Naomi were a farm animal. If Naomi were a farm animal, animal, which one would she be? How do you think Clint answered? Farm animal.
I don't fucking know.
It's just when I need to use the sound drop.
No, you can wait for the whoopee question, I guess.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Mine. I don't.
All right, Clinton, did you write down your answer?
Do I need to write it down in my hand?
Yeah.
No, we asked Clint. She needs to write it
Oh,
down.
okay.
I mean, you can write it down too.
So go ahead and show me your board, Naomi. What did you come up with?
If I were to be a farm animal,
if Naomi were a farm animal,
Want some more time?
God damn these fucking.
Here's a question: if Naomi was a farm animal, which one would she be?
How do you think he answered? Come on, we got to time this shit.
You have it till the music goes out,
Pick a farm
I have
animal.
no
and then show me the board.
idea.
Show me the board, Naomi.
What's your choice, Naomi?
A donkey.
So her answer is donkey. Survey says that is incorrect.
What'd you pick, Clint? Did you write it down?
I'm pretty sure I said hog, because you.
Clint picked a hog.
When he asked that, I said I don't know what to say because I don't know. Like I don't know.
Hog.
I only said hog because you actually.
raise hogs.
Yeah, you raise hogs.
Bro,
You
there's
got
no way to
first-
save yourself from that one.
You got first.
You called your
prize.
wife a hog.
No.
Yes.
She's
Yes.
first prize. She's first prize hog. She
All
got
right,
first
Naomi.
prize hog.
All right, next question, Josh.
All right, Clinton.
I won that.
We asked
Fuck off.
Naomi.
All good, baby.
All right, Clinton, get ready to write it down. Whenever you write it down, show it to me only. Show it to me only. What is Clinton's most annoying habit? Write it on your board and show it to me. You have until the music stops.
What's the annoying habit?
All right, he's writing.
He wrote that down pretty quick. I think he knows.
All
He
right.
knows.
I feel like he wrote that down a little bit too quick, actually. I mean, I feel like that one was loaded.
Let us know when you're ready,
All
Clint.
right. The show
My
me.
handwriting's terrible.
No, you're fine.
all
Show it
good.
to me.
You're not gonna be able to read this.
All right, Clint's answer
You're
is
taking way too
You're
long
not-
to answer
You're
this
really not gonna be
question.
able to read this.
Clint thinks Naomi's his most annoying
You're not
habit.
gonna-
Doesn't listen. That is absolutely correct.
Good job.
It's easy.
He's on the. Is that his first point on the board?
Easiest question in the world.
That is his
I
second
don't
point on the
listen
board.
to you.
Okay, so it's 2-3.
That's
3?
fucking
Or 2-2?
hilarious.
2-2.
2-2.
Not
Okay.
really. It's pretty easy.
All right.
Alright.
That makes this next
You
important.
really thought that I was
This
gonna
next
get
question
that
very
wrong?
important.
Oh.
Are you ready? Naomi, we asked Clinton. The first time you and Naomi made whoopee, would you say you A, hit a home run, B, laced one foul, or C, struck out swinging? How do you think Clint answered?
I don't know what those mean.
So that means a home run, which means he scored.
Time out. Let me explain. I'm sorry. The first time you and Naomi made whoopee, did he hit a home run? That means you had an orgasm. Or he did a good job. Laced one foul, he didn't do that great. And then struck out swinging means he came in his pants before he ever got to touch
Turn
you.
it to me, Naomi. Turn it to me.
She decided that he,
Was A, and that is.
that is what Clint said,
Yeah, buddy.
hit a home run.
Look at mine, buddy. Look at mine, buddy.
That's why she left Clint.
100%. I got arrows. I got
Man, that was a
arrows
good
going with lines, buddy. I got lines.
Wait. Play that one more time, Josh.
What was that?
Play that one more time.
Hang on. Here we go.
Man, that was a good
You
fucking.
think we would be married if I didn't hit home run first time? Come on.
Everybody's talking.
Oh, man. Hang on one second.
Man, that was a good fucking.
You think
Beautiful.
she's gonna marry the guy who didn't hit a home run first time?
Okay, so Naomi
I
has 3. Clint, you got to get this one to tie.
I have the pleasure of saying Naomi's last question. So, Clinton, get ready to write this down.
We asked Naomi.
We asked Naomi, which former Astroworld roller coaster would best describe Whoopi with Clinton? Your answers are the Texas Cyclone, which is fun, hard, and a little rough. B, Grease Lightning, thrilling, but quick. Or C, smooth ride, front ways, back ways, upside down.
You didn't read
and
the roller
all
coaster.
ride, Ultra Twister.
The Ultra Twister. He's going with B, Grease Lightning.
We're going with B.
Real quick.
The best.
Josh, time out. Can you read C one more time?
I sure can. Let me just read these again so
It doesn't
people
matter.
can
It doesn't
understand what
matter.
we got.
It
Hang
doesn't
on.
matter. B is
Here we
the
go.
answer.
Which former Astroworld roller
Answer's
coaster
done.
best
Answer's done.
describes Whoopi with Clinton? We got Texas Cyclone,
Yep. Done.
fun, hard
Nope.
ride, and a
Nope.
little rough. Grease Lightning, thrilling but quick.
Yes, that's it.
Or C.
That's it. That's it.
Ultra Twister, smooth ride, front ways, backwards, upside down, and all around. And so Clinton is going with Grease Lightning
Oh, yeah,
very,
100%
very
Grease
firmly,
Lightning.
very firmly.
Very firmly.
And the answer that I have on my board is the Ultra Twister. Smooth ride, front
serious?
ways, backwards,
B
upside
was not your
down,
answer.
and
Quick,
all.
quick and fun was not your answer.
No, babe, because you can do it anyway, and it's nice.
What?
Yeah, no, you can
What?
do it anyway.
That makes Naomi our winner, ladies and gentlemen, of the Oldlywed Game.
All right, well,
3-2.
I'm a winner. I figured it all out.
Clint, that's a very honest answer, though.
First of
That's
all,
the same answer
I'm
Josh
Grease
picked
Lightning.
for himself.
I'm Grease
I
Lightning.
did.
I think maybe your wives are just being super nice to you guys and don't want to embarrass you on a
Yeah, they
podcast.
really are. They really are.
Yeah. Because Josh picked Grease Lightning too,
Yeah.
and his wife said his was
Yeah.
Space Mountain, out of
And
this
if-
world.
And if my
Space Mountain.
wife's being honest, it's very quick and
Let me
very
get you in that mic
awesome.
there, Clinton. Let me get you in that mic a little
So,
closer.
It's very quick and very awesome.
But hang on. For clarification, it could be quick. It could definitely be quick. But do you do it in multiple positions, Clinton? That's the answer.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay, then there we go.
The
There's a
grease,
hybrid answer
the grease
there.
lightning is the grease lightning. Once
The
it's
Grease
done,
Lightning goes really fast,
it's
upside
ready,
down.
It's
It's a
ready to
one-trick
go.
pony, baby.
It's ready to
Fast
go
and
for the
flip.
next crowd. It's
Fast
always
and the
ready
flip.
to go. For
It's
the next
one of
crowd.
my favorite rides
Dude,
at Astroworld.
we
Was
do-
one of your
You can
favorites.
ride it
Yes.
multiple times, all night long.
Baby, you're good at sideways, backways,
So,
front
in the
ways,
comments-
both
In
ways.
But
the
the
comments, let's go
question
ahead and
was-
vote. What's going to
who's
happen
more-
after this show when the Clintons? Is that right? No,
The Clinton,
the Richards.
the
Richards.
Richards.
There we
You can
go.
do it. You
I'll
can
say
that.
Clinton's too. It's okay.
Go home.
We're very
Go ahead and
presidential.
vote. What do you think is going to happen whenever this podcast ends tonight? It happens at the Richardson residence.
I know what's gonna happen. Actually,
Go ahead, let us
if,
know.
If you want me, you want me to.
Go ahead, walk us
What?
through it. Walk
no,
us through it.
No, I'm good.
You
I'm not
walked us
gonna
through it
walk y'all
earlier.
That. No, I'm gonna.
Apparently, it's going to be Grease Lightning with a little bit of flip floppity flip.
All
There you
right.
go. There you go. There you go.
I want to ask a very honest
Start with a little
question.
flip-flop.
I want to ask a very honest question to Josh Beard, our producer,
Here we go.
and Naomi Richison, the queen of
Josh
the
Beard.
podcast. I want to ask this question.
Josh Beard, what are you gonna do?
What was more of a shit show, this or the season finale to season 3?
And we'll give you time.
It was close.
Definitely season finale.
Yeah,
Come
the season
on.
finale.
So
No.
I will say this.
Season
missed the
finale
question.
for
What happened?
sure.
I want to make sure I have your our good buddy's friend's name. What's his name?
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans. If you're watching this show, you're probably not.
I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna tag him in the
We
post.
absolutely love you, Mike.
I
we
missed
really
it.
do.
What happened?
But
Mike
that
Evans.
show, and not that we weren't
What happened with
disagreeing
Mike
with
Evans?
anything you were saying.
Was Mike Evans
you were doing
dishonorary?
No.
What? Don't
Great guess,
faces.
but it was
Just
completely.
making faces.
It was completely off the rails. We did not know what was coming.
Yes.
With this
What
one,
happened?
we
What
knew
did he
our,
do?
we
What did
knew
he
our
do?
Mike
guests.
Evans answered questions with a subject matter
It
that
sounds like
had
Mike Evans is
nothing
fun as
to do.
shit.
nothing to do with the question.
No,
He's a great guy. I love Mike.
It sounds
man.
like it was fun as shit.
No, he was awesome. And this was a fun show as well.
But I want to know what
Clint-
happened with Mike Evans.
Babe.
Can I get some Mike Evans?
This motherfucker is turned
Hey,
up. Clint,
Mike Evans is a great wide receiver. By the way,
Ball High School, Galveston.
Babe.
Okay.
no. In the NFL, he's a great.
No,
wide
he
receiver.
plays for Tampa Bay, but he went to Ball High School in
You're right,
Galveston.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Up here, dude.
All right.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Jesus
Bad.
Christ.
Okay, ladies and
He's down
gentlemen.
here in low.
That's my husband.
Ladies and
guys.
gentlemen, All in the Family was all off the motherfucking chain this episode.
Did you seriously have Mike
Ladies
Evans
and-
from Florida on here?
Sure
Ladies,
did.
let me
we
ask
sure
you-
did. We had Mike Evans from the Buccaneers. He was on our show.
Let me
for an
ask you a
episode.
question. Let me ask you a question. All in the Family, this has got to be the most live of all of them. We like lot. That is locked
But
in.
you had Mike Evans on,
This is. I had a gentleman named Mike Evans on this show. Yes,
and he played for the wide receiver.
it was not. It was not Mike Evans from Ball High
Yes,
School in
it
Galveston.
was. You knew it was.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much. If you made it this far, motherfucker, you are the real one.
I like it.
You are the real ones. We appreciate you so much for tuning into this
I'm
show.
kidding. I'm
I
serious.
saw my man Prescott Kelly in the chat as long as he could hang. I don't know if he's
he
still
was,
there.
He was live,
that?
man. He
Yeah.
was commenting
Look,
and going
Prescott,
back and
Is
forth.
that a local guy? That's a guy?
Let me shout out Prescott Kelly really quick.
Yeah, please.
Prescott Kelly is a podcaster.
him.
He lives in Alaska. I think he
Oh my
lives
God,
in Anchorage.
Alaska?
Yeah,
That's
he's a
far.
podcaster from Anchorage. The dude listens to every
Holy
episode.
shit. That's
He's a
awesome.
podcaster himself. He does a really great
Why
sports.
does he happen to like this podcast so much? I'm just asking.
He's
Let me tell you the story. Let me
He's
tell you the
getting
story.
there.
He does a podcast called Chopping It Up with P. Scott.
Yeah.
I'm he's a part of Pod Houston, even though he's in Alaska. But he's a part of a group in Facebook called Pod Houston, which is a group of podcasters all over the city. Shout out to Ozio.
I
We
love
love
it.
you, bud. I go through Pod Houston and I listen to all the podcasters there because I want to support. I want to be a part of that community and I want them to know
Right.
that we support one another. I listened to his podcast one time and he's really good. He does this kind
This
of
is
a
a podcast guy.
yes.
in
It's
Alaska.
called Chopping It Up with P. Scott. He does a sports podcast.
Shout out to what's his name?
Prescott Kelly.
Prescott.
Yeah. He does a great podcast. It's called Chopping It Up with P. Scott. He
Chopping It
shouts
Up
us
with P.
out.
Scott.
Guys, he shouts us out at the beginning of every show.
I
like
love that
his
guy.
intro to his show is, "Hey guys, you guys go check out the Smells Like Middle Age Spirit
But
podcast."
what's his deal with us? Like, is he from Deer Park?
No,
No, he's just super cool.
he's just a super cool
He just
dude.
randomly likes our podcast?
He lived in Houston for a very small amount of time, but he's just a part of our group. I heard his podcast. I thought it was great. I messaged him on Facebook. I'm like, dude, you're really good.
What's his
If
podcast
you
again?
lived here, it's called Chopping It Up with P.
Chopping
Scott.
it up with
P. Scott.
With P. Scott. I told him, I said, dude,
I love that podcast.
I said, dude, if you lived here in
I'm gonna watch
Houston,
it.
you'd be a part of our show. Like, he's really good. And
Hey,
like I
I'm-
said, he
I'm-
listens to our show, and
I'm
he's
gonna be
one
honest,
of our biggest supporters.
I'm not kidding. I swear to God, I'm gonna go look for that
All
podcast
right,
now.
my husband, the podcast connoisseur.
No, I really
is
do.
going
I
to start
love that
All
shit.
right, let's
I
go.
love when I
Clint?
find out about new shit from other podcasts, and then I go look at it, and then that shit
All
happens
right,
to be
let's
awesome.
go.
I bet you that shit's awesome.
Clint, I'm
I
gonna send,
bet
I'm
you
gonna send
it
you,
is.
I'm gonna send you the link to his stuff.
I'm gonna
It's-
watch it.
It's really good.
I'm
It's
gonna
really
watch
good.
it. I'm
So
gonna
thank you,
watch
P. Scott, for tuning in. I want to
Hey,
thank. I
P.
want.
Scott.
Hang on one second. Speaking of Mr. P. Scott.
Is your microphone on?
Speaking of Mr. P. Scott.
Yeah, that's all. I heard it.
Give me 1 second. Hang on. You are now live with the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast. Who are we speaking with?
Prescott Kelly.
What it do, baby?
What it do?
Hey, look, man. Tell me what city you live in Alaska again.
I live in a small town called Palmer.
Palmer. That's right. That's right.
Damn.
Palmer High School alum. Look, dude, I want to thank you so much for hanging out with us all the way through the end of this, bro. You know you're my guy. Me and this guy, the first time we talked on the phone, he just wanted a little bit of podcast advice. Me and this dude spent like 4 hours on the phone just chopping it up about life, about podcasting. He's a really cool dude, man. And he's the dude is good at what he does. Go listen to Chopping It Up with P. Scott. I promise you, he does mostly sports, but you've been dabbling a little bit into a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah. We're starting to dabble out. We're starting to like branch out into more different things, and we've had some, political stuff if that's what you're into.
Yeah.
Other things like that. But sports is usually what I get into, along with some other things. But I wasn't aware that I was gonna like dive right into this. Y'all kind of cut me off guard with this. We just got right into it, man. I really appreciate you guys too, because you've given me a couple shout outs throughout other episodes as well.
Yeah.
And it's really cool just knowing that, even though, like you said, I was born in Texas and I haven't been there in a minute, but being up here in Alaska, it's a tough market to kind of get into. But the fact that you guys allowed me to get into your guys' space as far as the podcast use and stuff, and then kind of built me up, has been a really, really great experience for me. And I can't thank you guys enough either, because you guys really do like the greatest show that ever. As far as podcasts go, it's the Right Tones with Monty Jones, and it's you guys, and I don't listen to anybody else. You guys smash this out of the park as far as what you guys cover, how you cover it, the humor that you bring into it, but it's also real context and it's actual real conversations as well. You guys just knocked this thing out the park. You guys are doing a great job, and I just wish I could be back in Texas so I could actually be in the booth with you guys, because I think it'd be a hell of a time.
Bro, I can't wait till you show up in the H, bro. We're gonna bring you on the show for sure.
No, for real. Thank you.
What I just want to say right now is, if you want to know if someone is ride or dying with your podcast, like now, while we had our discussion at the table, I was able to just reach out to P. Scott here and just say, hey, would you mind calling in? And within literal seconds, he was already calling us.
Yeah, that's my guy, man.
That's what you call a person that's going to come based on what we just talked about. Ride or dies. He's going to be on the show. I think so far, every time we've been on the live, he's been in here. He's been interactive. Him and Naomi have chopped it up back and forth.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you. That's awesome.
Hey, what's your name?
Prescott Kelly.
But what's your first name?
Prescott.
My first name is James, but I go by my middle name.
So your first name is David? Your first name is David? Can you see me right now? Can you see me right now?
Oh, I actually turned. You know what's wild is I actually turned off like all the volume on my computer, because I was live stream watching from my computer, but I didn't want to have anything off or go through.
Because there's a little bit of a delay. Yeah.
What time is it right there, Prescott?
I'm also like 4,000 miles away, but it's 7:15 p.m.
7:15.
7:15.
It is 10:15 at the recording.
That's not that far off. I thought it would be
crazy.
I feel like we've been going for like 3-4 hours. How long have we been going?
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. Is like whenever I tell people that there's very limited things that are good about Alaska. But the good thing is that NFL football starts at 9 o'clock in the morning unless it's overseas. When it's in London, and then it starts like 4 or 5.
Oh my gosh!
Have you been to Deer Park?
Have I been to where? I'm sorry.
Deer Park, Texas.
No, Deer Park. No, I haven't. I did listen to you guys' episode about talking shit about Deer Park, which is really funny.
I was just wondering how you found out about it.
We're on the process. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, but we're on the process of getting Mr. P. Scott on the show to be here. Just a matter of
we've talked about bringing him on virtually through like Skype or something like that.
Virtual stuff.
Yeah, and no, man, I just want to tell you, like, from the bottom of my heart, dude. Like I said, we linked up a few months ago. I listened to your show. You're a great podcaster. I can feel the energy, the passion that you have behind it, and like I said, the fact that you support us. The fact that every introduction to your show right now starts with you telling your listeners, hey, go listen to the Smells Like Middle Aged Spirit podcast. I cannot thank you enough, man, because you know more than anybody what a grind this is.
Yeah,
this is hard. Like this is, and getting people to listen to you is it's hard.
Man, we appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, for sure. And
I mean, this guy's in Alaska right now.
Yeah, and I appreciate that as well, for sure, because it was one of the things where, because like you guys said, it's hard enough doing this on your own. In Alaska, there's people listen to like big time people because we're kind of small minded people for the most part, and that's kind of where these things kind of lie. So the correction I get isn't even from this state. So when you guys kind of brought me into your circle in Pod Houston, that made a lot to me. And like you and Ozil have really meant a lot and actually reached out to me personally. Which it does. It means a whole lot to me. So even though this is a small spot that I'm trying to operate in, a small space that I'm trying to occupy in this big space of, over 2 million podcasts, the fact that you guys reach out to me, the least I could do is just like give you guys shout outs every single episode that I do, because you guys have meant a lot to me. And it's just a mutual respect in the way that I look at it.
Man, Prescott, you're doing the damn thing. I want you to keep doing it.
I love it. Thank you.
And like I said, we're going to continue to support one another. Shout out to the Pod Houston group. That's what I love about you guys, is that we've created a family, a community where we all support one another. So thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for sticking with us through this entire show. You've been watching us long enough. Sometimes we go an hour. Sometimes we go 2. Apparently today we're going 3. Fuck it.
It's also pretty crazy. Like he's been all the way over there, and he's just listening. Like it's crazy.
And I'm telling you, Clint, check out his stuff. He's good.
If
he
you
talks
haven't echoed the
sports.
sentiment,
definitely checking out your
Scott, we just again want to
my guy.
appreciate you for the support that you continue to give us, and of course we're going to continue to give
100%.
you. And thank you for answering my message. I know it's not as late as it is here, but thank you for messaging and calling in. I can't wait till we get you on the show. I can't wait. I know all of us here are ready to get you on the show.
That's right, man.
I appreciate you calling in, P. Scott, and
P. Scott is a real one.
Thank you so much.
A certified spirit sniffer, baby.
Certified spirit sniffer.
Hey, I appreciate you guys reaching out. I don't want to get on for a bit. No, I appreciate you guys reaching out to me. Thank you so much, Josh, real quick. And I won't take up any more of you guys' time. I know you guys got to wrap up this episode, but thank you guys so much for having me on and giving me the plug. I'll let you guys get back to it. Thank you guys so much. I love all you guys.
All right, love you, bro.
You have a good night. Thank you, P. Scott.
You should defrost.
All right,
Get over
thank you.
here in Houston, baby, where it's nice and warm.
I figured that would be nice. We've talked so much about him on the podcast, and I noticed that he's been lighting it up in the comments.
Yeah, that's
and
my
so
guy,
I
man.
wanted to
That's
reach out and see if we get him on the phone. I'm glad that
It's
he
crazy.
answered.
There's a guy all the way up in Alaska, dude.
Yeah.
Just
That's
listening to us.
That's my guy, man.
He's not even from Deer Park. He's never even
what's
been
crazy?
here.
We got somebody out
He
there
doesn't
in
know
Alaska.
that this is a little ass town.
We got someone in
Texas.
Alaska listening to our podcast, but we can't get somebody in LaPorte to listen to it.
Man.
What's that guy's name, Josh? What's that guy's name?
His name is Clinton Richardson.
Renton Clintonson? Renton Clintonson?
What are we talking about?
It's beautiful, baby.
What are we talking about?
No, I said it's funny.
Y'all gonna wait? Y'all gonna wait till the end of the podcast, and then y'all gonna say some shit about a guy that's sitting right here?
No, here's what I think,
You're
Clint.
saying this guy Clinton Richison?
No, Clint.
Don't
This is
listen
what
to this podcast.
Clint, this
Is
is
that
what
what
I
y'all
think.
saying?
Yeah,
Clint,
no, that's what I'm saying.
That's what we're going.
Yeah.
So we're gonna.
No.
We're gonna just come together on this man, right? We're just gonna team up on this guy. It's gonna be so funny.
So
This is what I was saying.
How about fuck all y'all?
I just
How
want
about
to
fuck all
thank
y'all?
Jimmy Chongas
God
Margaritas
damn.
for definitely sponsoring tonight's episode. It has been off the rails. It has been absolutely crazy. If you are listening, you know that this is one of the longest episodes that we have. So as you can tell, you can hear me talking. I'm waiting till our other co-hosts over here get it back together because they're absolutely falling apart at the seams over here.
I'm perfect.
Yeah, get it together. Get it together.
Yeah.
All right, Clint, this is what I do want to say to you, man. I think it doesn't bother me that maybe you didn't check out our podcast before.
Stop listening to my wife. She's
No.
a serious serial killer. She's a
Listen,
serial killer. She's a
listen,
serial killer.
listen,
And
Clint,
no one trusts
Clint.
her. I don't trust her.
I'm gonna get us out of here, and I
psycho.
want to wrap this up. But I do want to say to you, it doesn't bother me that maybe you didn't check out the show before. Cause
I
maybe,
did it.
Listen, maybe you didn't realize how much fun we have. So maybe you're gonna check it out from now on, and that would be great. We love you.
I don't like it. I don't
Listen,
like it.
I want to thank everybody
You're
who
gonna-
listened up to this point. I want to thank all of our sponsors. I want to thank Good for Dudes. I want to thank Upscale Roofing. I want to thank Stephen Terry Pest Elimination. And to all of our sponsors, all of our listeners, thank you so much. I want to thank our very special guest, Clinton Richison.
Yeah, fuck me.
You're the man, dude. We love you.
Bullshit. You
We
said,
love you, bro.
I don't listen to any of your stuff.
We love you, bro, because you're gonna listen from now on. Because you realize how much fun we have.
What if it came down? What if you really didn't know that I did listen? And my wife's
then
a liar.
I would have to eat crow,
and
bro.
My wife's a liar.
I would have to eat
She's
crow if that happened.
Hooker.
I'm gonna get us out of here, guys.
She's a liar. She's a cheater, and I don't like her.
For our very, 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 very special guest, Clinton Richison, and the best producer, and the best producer in podcasting, Josh Beard. My name is Nick Stevenson.
And I'm Naomi.
I don't like it. One bit.
See you next week.
You've been listening to the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast. For more show content, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget to visit spiritswagstore.com for everything you need to rep your favorite podcast in style.